And hey, we're back. We're back. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to episode 13, I believe, right? Lucky number 13 of Legends of Avantris.
TPK.
Yeah, AKA the one where we all die.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome. Welcome. You're all welcome. Oh wow! Thank you, Misaki, for subscribing. You're our first subscriber, literally. Subscriber! Wow.
First up,
You're
hold on,
the man, Stan.
Hold on, Misaki. Join me in Hootsie.
Oh, we're gonna Hootsie.
Oh yeah, we can Hootsie now.
Let's Hootsie.
Let's all Hootsie together.
That's right, we're getting to be fancy.
The double Hootsie.
That's what they call the old double Hootsie.
Thank you, Misaki, for subscribing.
Awesome.
You're the best.
Man, I love double Hootsie.
Yeah, the double Hootsie is my classic maneuver.
That means that they get the cutesy aura, and then it reverberates cutesy aura back and forth forever.
Forever,
Yes,
infinitely.
forever.
Infinite damage.
Well, thanks for putting up with our break. We were all at Katsucon this past weekend having a blast. And so we're away. It's been 2 weeks since our last stream. But thanks for being patient, guys. We're back. I think we're back to our usual schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays. And I guess we'll just go around the table and introduce our players very briefly. I think you guys probably know who everybody is. But we'll start, with our guest of honor, Derek. He's playing Midnight Matthias White, a revenant pirate kind of guy. You can see that he's a paladin.
You know the pirate class in D&D, right?
He's a human paladin. And he is a pirate captain looking for vengeance to kill Adelaide Blue, who the party knows as Deidre Tidehunter. We then have Rodek Stonehearth, a dwarf fighter. He has a war horn of importance to his people's fate. He's looking for answers. He wants to show everyone his horn. We then have Ganji Stormscale, a dragonborn cleric of Bahamut. His people are locked in eternal war, and he is tasked with looking for ancient dragonborn artifacts that might be able to help with that biz. We then have Sylvie Flickerwicket, played by Nikki here, and she is a Arcfey warlock. Her patron is Titania, the Summer Court, and she is serving that Arcfey. And by the way, that's Richie's Rodak Scotes is Ganji. Names are bad. I'm really hard. We then have Annulin Mosgrove played. I'm really hard. I'm really hard.
Names are bad.
Yep, things are really
The
bad.
DM screen inches forward.
You can't see, but there's also spaghetti pouring out of his pocket right now.
Really great start tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been some time. We're not in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Warm-up game, right?
Anarchy.
We're getting it all out right now. We always get all the spaghetti out right now. Annulin Mosgrove, played by Kelsey, Wood Elf Ranger. She is looking to save her mother from fire giants who captured her. That kind of sucks. And then we have Avantris True Strike, a high elf rogue played by Andy. He is a bounty hunter, and he is searching for the head of Orpheus Radamanthus, the dangerous, chaotic tiefling sorcerer that just recently attacked Goldhaven, and he actually was looking for him before he attacked Goldhaven. Now he's just a big fucking Vanders's Bay. I agree. He's and they're off. He's looking for him. And I am Mikey. I write fan fiction and roll dice. That's
And
all.
I'm hard.
And I'm hard. This is going to basically be inching up the entire evening. Just hands-free.
This is so special, guys. I'm so glad we get to spend this time together.
It's very charming, and that's the stream.
Yeah.
Certainly this episode is blessed and definitely not cursed.
Hashtag cursed.
So, we will do a recap of our last session. After exploring the Church of Umberly in Goldhaven, you found there's some pretty spooky shit. You then also found out that there was a spooky pirate of some kind that was looking for a man with a black rapier. You found out that he was also looking for a woman and a drink and had been directed to the Mon Ami. You guys left immediately searching for this gentleman. And after Vantage put on a very, very convincing disguise,
That's what he's good at.
you guys did some real James Bond shit, sneaking around, investigating, and you eventually discovered a large, gregarious, pirate-looking gentleman who also seem to be not entirely fully alive, enjoying a prostitute and a beverage. And you discover that his name was Midnight
Santa
Matthias White. His name was Santa Claus, aka
That's a
Midnight.
brave hooker.
Yeah, a brave hooker.
I had a lot of gold.
Yeah. And you learn that he's been here. He had been there a day, just kind of enjoying himself. And he had a strange cutlass with him with a blinking eyeball in the hilt of it, the pommel. And you got to know him, you introduced yourself, because you heard he had a spooky ghost ship, and you were looking for a ship that could bypass something like a dragon turtle, which you knew was kind of lurking outside of Gullhaven, smashing all of the ships.
So is that how we have proof, by the way? Because he was able to sail in while there was a dragon turtle? Or did we literally just get on this boat and it's like, oh, I hope this works?
Probably the latter, knowing us.
Guys,
The boat is very hard to see.
you guys could have inferred. What else then happened? So
What else did happen?
you then discovered that he saw Avantris' rapier. He was looking for answers. You then learned that he's looking for a woman named Adelaide Blue. You had no idea who Adelaide Blue was, but then you realized that this rapier drew her blood, and as soon as her blood hit the water, he was struggling with a vision, which gave him the vision of who you knew to be Deidre Tidehunter was in Matthias's former crew, was the one that betrayed him and caused his death. He was resurrected somehow and is on a quest for revenge, 3 years on his quest for revenge. And he agreed to ferry you all to Undertow Island, where you know the Lockjaw Crooks went, along with Orpheus and the Children of the Sea, all together, where there are some strange, they mentioned a temple, and you know that there are Black Dragonborn ruins there, and they were into some spooky magic shit. And so you're off sailing, and as soon as the sun rose, the morning hit, you were out on the high seas. You managed to get out of Gullhaven alive, not devoured by a dragon turtle. But there was a lot of commotion on the top deck. A non-ghost pirate ship was heading straight for you, heavily crewed with heavily armed gentlemen. These were angry pirates, and you understood that they were seeking revenge on Matthias for deeds, almost for the crime of letting them survive. You don't know what he did to their crews. And with that, I believe, any questions? Anyone? We good to go?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Let's kill some pirates.
Let me get my arg.
Do we all be talking like this today?
Only one.
Only one.
Boink.
We do a Scottish pirate. That's just Davy Jones, I guess.
It would just end up sounding like my Dracula voice, which doesn't sound like Dracula.
What the fuck? Your blood.
So, if you remember, there was a tall, bearded man hanging off almost at the very front of the ship, the very bow of the ship, and he was hanging on by a rope with his sword drawn, and he was screaming vengeance on Matthias, and said that the Black Bilge crew would get revenge. And as soon as their ship slid alongside of yours, huge gangplanks came down, clattering on the ghostly deck that still had a physical form. You see a bunch of pirates, their swords are drawn. Some have crossbows, others have daggers that they're holding, and they are rearing to fight. Everyone roll for initiative.
Oh, fudge.
Let's, everyone roll for initiative while I reveal the map.
I hate combat. I don't even know why I play this.
Everybody knows that Vanders hates combat.
Here, I got you.
Thanks.
Oh, wow.
What point do I get to
How far do
retire
people
from the
jump?
adventure and open up my own
How
flower?
far do people jump?
It's like a dumb strength.
Why don't you?
It's an excellent strength roll, because you can jump from, like, standing, like, 18 feet. If
Yeah.
I think it's attribute score based.
Like anyone with 5 strength is like 10 times better than every Olympian athlete ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I was just wondering, I guess there's no point in just barricading the two gangplanks between
We're
us.
playing a game of magic.
So is this like all we could see? Or should I uncover the whole ship?
You can just cover the whole ship.
Ooh.
Piratey.
I have a feeling the terrain is not the mystery here.
Who am I? Am I this cloaked
Okay,
gentleman here?
No, you're this
Yeah.
guy. Oh yeah, you
Salazar's
are.
this way.
Yep.
Did you draw that right?
Yes, that's the map.
Holy crap, your art's getting better.
Not really.
Scarcely a dick in sight.
I was gonna say.
Nary a dick to be
I see a
seen.
couple dicks.
No, I didn't want to let him totally off the hook,
I'm
but
struggling. Sorry, viewers.
I wonder how many people are
Start
vomiting
seasoning.
at
I
their
know.
computers
How much
currently.
little side boots are. If they're not like little floaty turds like it was in the bag.
Probably
Floaty
took them
turds.
2 weeks to draw that.
You don't know that.
Oh
He did really good at Katsu.
There are too many pirates.
There are too many pirates. Bam. I'm just kind of putting them all around wherever I feel like it, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm doing.
I like it.
I'm going to do one there, and I'm going to do one here. And then I'm going to place, what's his face? He is going to be here. Okay, you place yourselves.
That's why I'm having so much trouble.
well, we were below decks, weren't we?
You guys came up.
We had come up and
And
then.
there's an earthquake.
Oh, sorry. So just gotta tighten this guy a little bit. Okay, there we go.
It's the rock. It's the high seas, guys. We're in heavy
I love high
heavy
sea.
tides.
Okay, there we go. Don't look at our gear. Okay, now. Okay, so I was remarking at how worthless all these crewmen were because they didn't have swords anymore. So where would I have been to do that?
I would have been right at the front of the ship, so I would probably am sort of in this general region.
You're this guy.
Oh, wait, I am?
Yeah.
I've got a great staff.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah.
20 to 25,
That's
right?
The rogue.
The rogue is the.
Me, I got 2022.
I also got 22.
I would be probably.
Who's going first out of you guys?
Vandris, where we
23.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're gonna be big bad too. your initiative card has been
He's
taken.
the second big bad.
I am? Fantastic.
So hold on, let me just roll real quick here. Let me get my bad guy here. This is.
This really is a step up.
I like it. Very piratey. You know,
Okay.
there should be some turtles on their backs.
So we have. Who wants to go first between you two? Two elves.
I'm 23.
Vandris.
Me, volunteered. Voluntold.
Vandris. Then
Wait,
Annulin.
I think I turned.
Then we have Big Bad One, who's our big pirate captain here. Then
Oh, was that 100?
15 to 20.
I think he's.
I'm 7. I'm 10.
Alright. And you're 10?
I'm 10.
Sylvie?
8.
Oh, I was 12. Sorry.
12. 8.
So yeah, there. Ganji.
Gunji.
That's what they call me. I bring
Okay.
the big guns.
Matthias, you're up.
Oh man, I'm so excited. What fun can we have?
Question: how far away roughly are we from? Do we have an idea of how far away we are from Crocodile Isle?
You were
Very far.
You only traveled overnight.
Yeah.
So as your
That's about
ships are basically connected, going forward, heading west. The pirates are all hanging off of ropes. They all have their cutlasses drawn. They're all growling. Matthias, you recognize a decent number for how well you are at remembering faces. These look vaguely familiar.
That's regular.
But generally,
yeah, sure.
and at different periods, maybe in your quest for vengeance, you may have encountered some of these people, killed some of their crew, let some of them survive, and here they are. They seem to have been banded together under the Black Bilge crew. And what are you gonna do?
I'll yell out, "Let the scurvy dogs come to us! 100 golds to the first person who downs one of these filthy pirates!" Ooh, I'm good at that. I'll walk over here to the gangplank
Thank God
entrance,
Avantris is fucking first initiative here.
and I will hold my action until someone crosses the gangplank. Plank.
Okay.
For an attack, just wait.
Yeah, I'm just holding the attack.
Okay. Banners.
Hit you, strike.
Let's see here. I'm kind of far away, but that's never stopped me before. How tall is Matthias?
6'4".
I'd like to shout something along the lines of "Gold," you say, and use my cunning action to dash past him at the guy at the end of the gangplank.
Okay. We'll see if you can get around him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can... Is that good?
Yeah, I'm gonna stab that guy in the face.
So
Okay.
you're going to stay on the gangplank while you do this. Just confirming.
Duh. I'm gonna murder this guy, and I'm gonna move forward when I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
I have advantage because he hasn't taken an action yet.
Okay.
My highest roll is a 14, plus the 9 is a 23.
Okay. 23 that hits.
A D.
I roll really poorly, and I get an 18.
What number is that?
Looks like number 3.
Number 8.
Okay.
He's not in range of this guy.
Gotcha.
He's attack that guy.
You sprint past, after hearing the promise of gold, you sprint past Matthias, leap onto the gangplank, deftly run over it, and stick your rapier into his gut. He seems to dodge out of the way a little bit, and it sinks in deep, but he does not seem to be that bloody. That was, what number was that? 8?
8.
Damn it.
18 points of damage?
8. Yeah, 18.
Okay.
18 on 8.
Annulin.
It's my favorite
Alright.
cat spell.
So you said some of them have crossbows and some of them have swords. Cutlasses.
Yeah.
Which, can I tell which ones or which?
The guys in the back, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Have crossbows, and then these guys up front have... There's a captain guy here. These guys have swords. These guys have crossbows. If that makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to aim at the captain.
Okay.
Oh.
Actually, first, I'm going to put my hunter's mark on him.
Okay. You channel the power of
Okay.
nature
Would,
and mark him.
would she need to move up to hit him? Or could she...
He's hanging off the side. You'd probably be able to hit him. I would move. You're in range.
Okay, if I just can't really see where I am, so move me if I need to be.
Oh, right. You're not even on camera. There we go.
That's
Okay, neither guy is on camera. There
That's
we go.
you, and you're shooting this dude.
Excellent. I'm in it now.
Excellent.
In it 2
Here I
minutes.
thought you were going to be a dirty kill
Excellent.
stealer.
Okay, that was not great. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting stuff here. That was a 14.
Misses.
Okay, second attack.
Fires off. Hits the boat.
24.
24 hits.
$17.
17 points of damage. As he's hanging on a rope, it looks like he's about ready to swing over onto your ghost ship. You fire an arrow, it goes into the top of his chest. He just spits and yanks it out and chucks it aside right as he, unless you have a bonus action that you're going to use, you already use it for Hunter's Mark. So you're going to move it all or you're good?
No, I'm okay.
He is going to grab onto the rope and he's going to attempt to swing across here. Okay. And he succeeds and he swings around, hanging on, flying through the air, letting go, standing right next to Matthias, and he's going to
Trigger my attack of...
trigger your attack. Yeah.
That's going to be a 15.
Okay. Misses.
All right, that's fine. I don't care. I miss.
Okay. So as he goes in, you swing in with your cutlass, and he is able to barely dodge out of the way, but he does land, and he is going to make 3 longsword attacks on you.
I mean,
Well,
two's
that's
fine.
exciting.
3 threes.
And what's your AC, just so I have it?
That would be a 15.
15. Okay. 2 miss, but the other hits. That is going to be 11 points of slashing damage.
I accept. How much? Okay. So
And I want. And then he's going to let out a rallying cry, and he says, "He says 100 gold, 1,000 gold pieces. Whoever gives me his head!" And all of the pirates cheer very loudly. I want everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Is it magic?
What?
Is this magic?
No.
11.
10.
20.
14.
I got an 8.
Although you hear this loud roaring in the air, and although you've seen a lot of shit, this many voices crying out in unison frightens you for a minute. And you can repeat the saving throw.
Okay, just Annulin?
Just anyone. Just anyone.
Oh wow. No
Okay.
DC.
We then have
Monsters 2?
Monsters 2. And so, with that, they are going to also attempt to swing across here.
Nice knowing you, Van. Well, I guess if you're just swinging across.
Bring it on.
Just to make it, he's going to land here. He is going to head up here. He is going to head here. And then they're just going to come across. They are going to fan out on Avantris. These two are on coming around here. Okay. So, we have 3 attacks on Avantris. Here we go. Okay, that guy misses. That guy misses. Jesus Christ. Okay, of all of those, only one of these short swords drawn that goes in to hit you. Actually,
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge. Okay, that is going to be 8 points, and then I guess half of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then the other ones, we have, what do we got here? 3 on Ganji. Okay, they're all each going to make 2 attacks.
21 AC.
21 AC, 1 hit from that first attack, doing 9 points of piercing damage. Next one is going to hit, that guy misses. One of these hits, that's going to deal 9 points of piercing damage. And then we have 2 on Matthias. I believe we do, right? Yes, we have 2 on Matthias. That'll be a natural 20 and a miss.
All right.
Oh.
Smokes.
That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage on the crit. Next 2 are going to... another natural 20.
For Matthias?
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah, someone's got to soak those crits.
9 points is
11 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
The next
geez.
attack.
Those are like tickle crits.
And those both miss. Now we have Rodek. He's gonna 2 are gonna attack him. Or no, there's one's left, right? Yeah. And what's your AC?
18.
18, 1 hits. So that is going to deal 10 points of piercing damage. Okay, Ganji.
Alright, so I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, making all of us immune. Then I am going to...
Immune to what?
To Spirit Guardians. I can choose any number of people. Alright, I think I'm going to trust in my AC and incur some attacks of opportunity to move around this way.
Okay, 2 are gonna go for you. And both miss.
Okay. And then for my action, I am going to Sacred Flame. Wait, who's injured already?
Injured, we only have the captain and number 8. Pirate number 8.
No, not number 8. He's perfectly healthy. Don't go for him.
Nah, don't worry. I'm not a kill stealer. I'm going to... Actually, this is what I'm going to do. If I move right here, can I lightning breath the 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. So they make a
Nice.
Dex save, DC. What is it? 14, I think.
Yeah, what stat is that determines?
It's my con mod, which is +3, so it's
8, 9, 10,
yeah,
11, yep.
DC 14.
All fail.
Nice.
That's what you want.
I'm not rolling well besides attacking the top.
That's what you want.
Pretty decent
Nice.
damage. So they
Well,
take 13 lightning damage, all 3 of them.
What numbers can you help me out there, Rich?
1, 2, and 5.
13, you said?
Yep. Lightning breath actually did well. I'm pleased.
After running along the side, you block 2 of their short sword attacks. As you're getting to one side, you hunker down. The lightning cracks in your mouth as you open. You unleash a breath weapon that shocks all of them. They try to dodge out of the way. They get fried. They are took a bit of damage, but not close to death. Rhoda.
I will turn. Which one hit me? 7.
Yeah.
I'll turn to 7.
Okay.
And I will give him an old power attack
Okay.
that I always forget that I have. Okay, 11 plus 8 minus 5, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14?
14 hit misses.
I will attack again.
Okay.
And make another power attack. Ooh,
I used my reaction to add 10.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20.
Hits.
Oh baby, oh baby. And I'm gonna make. No, that's fine. 10 plus 5, so 25 damage.
25 damage to number what?
7.
7? Okay.
Please have 1 HP. Please have 1 HP.
The axe swings around. You feel like it's going to miss, and then you feel Bahamut's guidance come, and the axe cleaves into him. He slumps forward, but he is alive.
Yeah!
Should I do it? Should I do it?
Do it. Do it.
Yeah!
Do it.
I'm
You
gonna.
know I'm coming to kill Steel.
I'm gonna action surge, and I'll attack again.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
hold
gonna
on.
do it.
I'm gonna make it a precision attack. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Dodges out of the way.
Still misses.
One more.
Yeah!
8 plus 13 is 21.
That hits.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
And I rolled a 12. So 12 plus 5 is 17.
Oh, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Avantris.
Damn it.
And after missing a bunch of times, you roar in frustration and come one more time around and bring your axe down, cleaves into his neck, and he clatters to the ground dead.
That's one for me!
As part of my reaction, I want to yell, I better get a cut for an assist.
It still only counts as 1.
You have to donate half of that to the Church of Bahamut.
And then I will
The
use
Church
my,
of Ganges Pocket.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to attack the captain.
Okay.
20.
Hits.
I'm gonna make it a pushing attack. So it does 7 plus 13, 18 damage,
Okay.
and make a DC strength save. Or
Okay.
sorry, a strength save with a 16 DC.
He makes it.
Okay, I do damage.
You swing your axe in and you put your shoulder into it. He's still holding the rope though, and he braces against the side of the ship and just laughs at you. But that's Sylvie's turn.
I guess I'm just gonna move backwards. That's my pixie, but
Well, she probably moves back too.
yeah, she'll stay with
She's
me.
hanging out right here.
And I'll just attack the one by Rodek's butt, whatever number that
6.
is. Yeah, I'll throw a hex on it.
Channel your
And
eldritch
then
power.
I'm just gonna do both of my blasts at it. 6 plus plus 8. One's 12, so I'm assuming that one misses.
Yes.
And the other one's 16 plus 8 is 24.
24?
To hit?
That hits, yeah.
If that doesn't hit, then I don't know what we're doing.
Can we roll something in the high teens and find out what this AC is?
10. It hits for 10 and damage.
10 damage, number what, Richie? Number what?
6.
One Eldritch Blast smashes into the ghostly mass. The other one crashes into the side of his face. It starts to singe his flesh a little bit. He's wiping it off in a panic. With that, it is the crossbowmen, and they are going to levy. They're over here. Boink. These three are going to post up there. They're going to post up and fire. One is going to be attacking Sylvie. Critical fail, and that's a fail, okay. Those, another two are going to be attacking Ganji. They're going to be shooting their crossbows. One is going to hit, dealing 8 points of piercing damage, and roll a con saving throw.
Okay.
7 plus 3, 10, 11.
11. As soon as it hits you, you're used to getting shot with crossbow bolts, but you start to feel venom seep into your blood, and you take an additional 3 points of poison damage.
How much total?
So 8 plus 3.
Got it.
Okay. Then the other one is going to make a hit, and that is going to be, what's your AC?
21.
21. One misses, one barely. Your man is barely able to block it. We then have, so 2 from that. 2 are going to shoot Avantris.
Good luck.
I need luck.
1 is going to hit.
Well, shit.
He says confidently.
Doing 5 points of piercing damage, make a con saving throw.
I don't like the sound of that. Oh, that was bad. Constitution 9.
9. You take an extra 7 points of poison damage.
Like total? Like as in 12 points total?
So what did you take originally?
5.
5?
5
Yes.
plus 7, 12, yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, and then we have one more, right? No. 2 more, and they're going to attack Matthias.
Arr.
Are we poisoned, or is it?
No,
was
just
it
poison
damage?
damage.
Okay, got it.
Critical fail, and another one is going to, what's your AC here?
15.
15, that hits. That is going to deal 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's
and
what I
make a con
want.
saving throw.
Easy, no problem. I'm going to just shake that off with a 19. Oh, saving throw?
Con saving throw.
Constitution? Yeah, that would still be a 19.
Okay, so you are able to resist the poison.
Okay.
Okay, and with that, it is Matthias' turn.
Yes, it is. Let me just subtract that damage. How much damage was that?
That was
7?
7.
7. I can do math really fast in my brain because I'm smart. 33 minus 7. Fucking 26. All right.
Yes,
I immediately gain 1 hit point because of my shit. And I will shake off the crossbow, and I'm going to take a swing at the captain.
Okay.
Fuck. That'll be a 12 to hit.
That misses.
For my second attack, I'll do it again. That'll be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Outstanding. And I'm going to pour... first level spell slot of Cursed Smite into this for an additional d8. So it becomes 8 damage total. Big money.
Hey.
Damage. Are you adding your modifier to the damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 plus 3.
Okay.
It's slashing, if that matters. I'm sure he's vulnerable to
Yeah,
slashing.
he's very vulnerable to slashing. He's a plant, actually. He's half plant. So you missed a great session, guys.
He is an opposite skeleton.
He's an
so that
opposite
makes sense.
skeleton. That's right.
He's actually made out of just a stick of butter.
He clashes your cutlass away. He's like, "Get back, you devil!" But you manage to come and swing your axe, not your axe, your cutlass back around, slash him across the chest, not doing as much as you would have hoped. And you see that familiar blue flame come down, singeing his coat a little bit. And he says, "What are you?" And then, with that, it is Vanish's turn.
Okay. Having
Nice try!
I'm sorry?
I yell, nice try!
Yeah, okay. Having realized I've been beaten by the horrible dwarf on our team, I also am very happy to be back on the water again and be on a boat. And I would like to look for ropes that the enemies are using to swing back towards our boat. And I want to use my cunning action to disengage.
Okay.
Try to grab one of those ropes and swing back towards Ganji.
Okay. You disengage and you grab a rope. Make just an acrobatics check.
Really?
Shit. That's not good. I rolled a natural 1. With my acrobatics, though, it's a 9.
9? Okay, you manage to grab onto it and swing, but you're only going to be able to go 6 paces.
1.5, 3, 4. You can go like here.
We can't hear you.
Button.
Yeah, I keep predicting which tongue. I'll attack the guy that I landed next to.
Okay. You grab the rope and your foot catches the side of there. You've been used walking around a ghost ship, and you're not used to a wooden ship. And you trip a little bit, and you only go half as far as you thought. And you land right next to him, make an attack.
I'm rusty. That'll be a 20 total.
That hits.
$22.
22 points of damage to number 4, who has not been damaged at all. He's not expecting you at all. He's engaged with Matthias after the promise of that 1,000 gold pieces. And you get your rapier in his back. He lets out a cry, spits him a bit of blood. He is still hanging on, though. Annulin.
Apologies. Can you add 8 to the captain? I forgot to do sneak attack damage.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you got it.
Can't forget that sneak attack.
Yeah. That's
Can I move
You just
over a couple steps to the left?
Was that Rich?
You move to the left.
Okay.
Oh, this way?
My mini's left.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then the guy straight ahead from there, is he he's a crossbow, right?
This guy's the captain.
No.
Yeah, that's a crossbowman.
Okay, has he been injured?
Nope.
None of them have.
Okay. No, damn.
If
Okay.
you could just snipe
I'm
him.
going to transfer Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and make an attack. I'll make 2 attacks on him.
Okay. You let 2 arrows fly.
20 and 26.
They both hit.
I miss the dice sounds.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like, it's like eerily quiet. Like, can we like do the sound? It's like those guys are
Sorry,
playing
yeah.
for the movies.
He can do my sound effect. First attack is 7.
That
I'm sorry.
guy.
13.
13 points of damage. Okay.
Second one is 12.
Both arrows fly. They hit him in each of his shoulders. He stumbles back, almost drops his crossbow. He is barely hanging on.
Ooh, nice.
And with that, it is the captain's turn. What he's going to do. What he's going to do, rather than attack,
He bursts into flames.
he bursts into flames and just dies. He's. I thought I offered you 1,000 gold. What are you doing? Come on! And then all of the pirates on this ship are going to go and make an attack.
Okay, but those that start.
Oh, well, no, it's not their move yet. It's not their turn yet. It's his turn.
Okay.
So,
Some kind of crazy captain ability.
some kind of like
and
reaction.
I remember
these
this.
are going to.
Oh yeah, I designed that. He's gonna go here. He's gonna go here. He's gonna go here, and he is just gonna stay.
This is straight up 13 episode bullshit is what this is.
And so we are going to have 2 attacks on Ganji. And they're just going to fail miserably. We're going to have 2 attacks on Avantris. And that's going to fail miserably. We're going to have 3 attacks on Matthias. 1 hits. I'm not doing it intentionally.
I mean, keep doing it intentionally.
That is going to be 6 points of piercing damage. And then we have... that's all of them. Okay. And that will be... that'll be Monsters 2's turn.
Okay, so 1, 2, 5, and 6 have to make
Okay.
saving throws of the what was it? Of the wisdom persuasion
Okay.
for against my spell DC of 14,
Okay.
and they are all at half movement.
Okay, they're half movement. 5 and 2 fail.
Okay.
Or wait, how many are you doing?
It's a 15-foot radius, so this guy's just barely out of it, but it's this, and this.
Okay, so one is the only one that passes.
Okay.
So wow, that sucked. 7 radiant damage and half that for people who saved.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
So 7 to 2, 6, and 5.
Yeah, and then 3 to 1. And again, radiant if it matters.
I kind of doubted those.
And 5. Your angelic draconic form erupts over you, shining radiant platinum light, singeing their flesh a little bit. Your allies seem to be unharmed, even the revenant that is with you, and they are screaming in pain, but they are all still hanging on here. And so, with that, they are all going to make attacks here. We're going to get full on Gandry. 3 of them hit.
Disappointed that high AC, bro.
Sorry, Buck. What's up?
Damn it.
23 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to have 1, 2, 3 attack Matthias. Oh my god. Let's miss. And one of these hits, dealing 6 points of piercing damage.
Are you rolling the 6s, you dick?
What?
6s.
And who do we got left? This guy is going to stay and throw a dagger at Rodek. And that is going to hit, dealing
Ouch.
7 points of piercing
I
damage.
didn't care for that delving secrets.
And with that...
7, you said?
Sorry. It's Gandy's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself as a level 3 spell. Which lets me do this. Um, 4, 3, 7, 10 healing to myself.
Okay. That can just cure wounds.
Healing Word.
Healing word. Okay. You say a soft prayer to Bahamut, and you feel his platinum light radiate over you, and your wounds close up a little bit.
Okay, and then I am going to actually defend
Okay.
With my action.
Okay. You
So-
raise your shield and hunker down.
So
defensive
attacks
stance.
against me have disadvantage.
Okay. Rhoda.
I will. How's the captain looking?
He's looking fine.
I'm gonna turn to this guy.
Okay.
I'm a 6,
Number 6.
and I will attack. Well, I'll attack him once.
Okay.
20 slots. Max damage. 12. It's a 17.
17 damage.
Yep. Because he's already damaged, maybe.
Yeah. He goes. Well.
Yeah, that's the one I attacked.
Oh, good call.
Barely.
And your axe cleaves into his chest. He falls to the ground dead.
Okay. Oh.
It's fine.
Okay, then I'm going to walk here.
You're going to get an opportunity attack
That's
from the
fine.
captain. And he's going to miss.
Okay, I'm going to attack number 4. Ah! Ooh, that's not good. 3, that's going to miss.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Both your attacks are one hits and the other one misses. And that is your turn, Sylvie.
Can you move me along that line directly towards me? My movement. Thanks.
short for-
I am going to cast Charm Monster on the big guy. I
Okay.
need him to make a Wisdom saving
Does that
throw.
affect humanoids?
It does.
Okay.
It affects any creature.
Yeah, I think the monsters,
Monsters
like
are-
hold monster and charm monster.
That's a
affect
natural one.
Wonderful. So he's charmed by me for an hour. We're friendly.
Oh.
So I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, "You don't want to do this. This is a bad idea. He's Santa Claus."
Can someone say how charm works?
I can look it up, but that sounds about right.
What do you just do?
The charmed creature is friendly to you. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. Its duration 1 hour.
Good old Claude.
What's the spell?
Charm
Charm
monster.
monster.
It's
Make
from
a
Santa
persuasion
Claus.
check with advantage.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
19 plus
A lot.
persuasion. 23.
23.
Yeah.
He is looking just with eyes of fury at Matthias. So it's, I'll kill you! And then you, what are you how do you visualize? What are you going to say to him? What are you going
Yeah,
to
I'm
do?
just gonna look at him. I'm gonna go, "You don't want to do this. He's
Oh, that's
Santa
right.
Claus.
That's
You
right.
got this all wrong."
That's right. And as you're doing that, you're making a few movements with your hands, and you channel the power of Titania. You see a little bit, very faint wisp of pink sand, almost like pink pixie dust, go, and he looks at you, and he's just,
Mm.
well, I never thought of it that way. His voice changed.
Wow, yeah, he was putting on a show, right?
Yeah.
He's calmed down a lot, you know. He's able to
Okay.
Is it a captain?
Yeah, the captain.
Call off your friends, please. You're gonna hurt us, and we're friends.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna yell to everyone, "Do not attack him." But then
Okay.
you're free to fight everybody else if you want to.
So he looks like in a daze, but he is friendly to you. He looks like he's been warmed up by that magic. So the other pirates are looking at him a little bit confused, but they seem to be very afraid of him. So they're keeping attacking for now, and that is going to be 2 of those are going to plink. What's his face? Ganji here.
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage, well, fail. Okay, plinks off of your shield. These 2 are going to go for Avantris. And
We're gonna,
one is going to hit. Make a con saving throw.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge.
Okay. Make a con saving throw, though.
It's 4, like 7.
So that is going to be 7 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage.
I think. I only dodged one of the sources, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is they considered like 2 separate attacks?
That's a good point. Do the page.
We'll just say it takes half of the total, so 6 damage.
Okie dokie.
Well, then we'll do about it. We'll figure that out later. Then 2 are going to snipe at Matthias here.
Thanks for the cheer, Rabbit. Our
And
very
critical
first cheer.
fail,
Oh,
and
that's-
miss.
It's like a
And then one last one is going to
Well,
shoot back at Annulin, and that is going to hit. Dealing, I make a con saving throw, Annulin. You take 7 points of piercing damage on the initial hit.
I got my 20. My wasted 20. It always happens. What did you say, con?
Con, yeah, you pass.
22.
You shrug off the poison. It doesn't even come close. Okay, with that, it is Ganji's turn. Wait, no, it's not.
It's my
Should
turn.
be.
It's
Yeah.
it's your turn.
I will. There are, I'm sure, some spectral crew above
Yeah,
the
yeah, there's
on
spectral
top of
crew.
the. I will
Looking
point at one of them, and I will soul sacrifice for 23 points of hit points. Land points.
Okay.
Did you
And
just eat your own crew member?
So you place your large hand on yourself after pointing at one of the crew hanging on, and all of a sudden his soul seems to suck down his form. You see spiritual energy coming down from the sky out of him into your wounds, and they close up.
Like the whole guy's gone now?
Not the whole guy, just
Okay.
some of his
Part,
energy.
okay.
You see that his face is even more hollow, his eyes are a little bit sunken in.
hearing what I have heard, I will take my extra attack. I'll take against number 8 here.
Okay.
Give me some good stuff, please. That's not good stuff. I am rolling like a nightmare tonight. 4 plus fucking 6 is 10.
That misses.
All right, and for bonus action, I'll cry into my beard.
As you're crying into your beard, it's Vander's turn.
All right, let's see what I got here. I got enemies all over the place. I'm just gonna attack the guy that I attacked last round, who's right in front of me.
9.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hits. Which guy is that?
9.
Oh, cool.
27 damage.
27 damage. He hasn't. Number 9 has not been damaged yet. So
Wait, I damaged him. Unless that guy moved, and that's a different dude.
he moved in, right? And that. Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right.
I don't know.
You're right.
Ooh.
And with that, I see. You slide. After he's still focused on Matthias, you go and he's right behind in the wound where you hit. You stab him in the back. You feel your rapier pierce his heart. He collapses to the ground dead.
Got him. And then I'll just stay there.
That was 9 that died?
I believe so.
9 times.
9 times.
Annulin.
What the fuck did you do?
Okay, I am going to attack the same guy I was attacking before.
Okay.
18 to hit.
18 hits. Yep. Number 3. Yep.
14.
14, your arrow goes straight into his eye. He collapses, dropping his crossbow into the sea.
This pleases me. I'm going to transfer my hunter's mark to the guy at the end of the gangplank
Okay?
and attack.
Channel the power of nature. Your desire to kill.
26.
26 hits. He's a regular old Joe.
14 again.
14 damage. Your arrow flies into his chest. He steps back a little bit. He's bloody, but not close to death here. And that is the. Do I get a continued saving throw, or how does that work?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so
No,
he
he's friendly to me for an hour because
Yeah,
he failed.
he's just a person.
and so he's going to look around and say, "What are we doing? Why are we fighting?" And I'm
Just
going.
give peace a chance.
I'm going to make a persuasion check. Okay, that's his turn. And
When boss fights go wrong.
and then with that, it will be. With that, it'll be the pirates' turns, and they look to see. They look at him, and they're not sure. You can get the idea that he's been talking about this for a while, but they are going to continue to attack, but not with the same fervor that they have been. And so, two are going. One's going to attack Matthias. It's going to miss. One is going to attack Rodek. God, these dice suck. One is going to attack Avantris. One is going to...
Do you want to trade dice? Because...
Okay. I can't roll above a 10. And then we got one more. He's going to fling one at a dagger at... All of them miss. With that...
Who did they fling the dagger at?
At you.
I catch it in my teeth.
Make a dex saving. And Ganji.
Okay.
Oh, do they need to make saves?
No, I lost it.
Okay.
But I'm going to recast it
Okay.
with my bonus action
And then do they do it now or is it at the turn?
At the start of their
Okay.
turn, or when they enter. I'm still going to dodge, and I'm going to move one space this way, drawing 2 opportunity attacks from
Okay.
these guys, but at disadvantage because I'm dodging.
Fail.
That's a
91. Fail.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
plans
did not
and
roll
plans.
at all.
It's Roddy K's turn, I think.
Oh, it's your turn to move. Okay.
Oh,
The
yeah.
image of the draconic figure once again comes out, starts radiating that platinum light. Rhoda.
I will attack number 4.
Okay.
Oh
man,
man, give him what for? I'll tell you.
Ooh, not great. 13, 23.
22 damage.
Yep.
Number whom?
4. Plus 5. 5. Oh, no, excuse me. It's just regular, you're right. Plus 5. I'm thinking it's 2 attacks. Subtract 5 from that. What did I say?
23, so
23.
18.
I'm thinking that I'm attacking twice. That was a
18.
crit.
Doesn't matter. He still dies.
Okay.
The axe. Where's this one?
4.
You cleave his head clean off. It spews blood all over Avantris.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm going to attack number 2.
Okay.
18.
18. That hits.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. You manage to find purchase on its body, but he is barely hanging on.
I'm going to bonus action since I killed this guy
Okay.
to attack one more time.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not good. 10 misses.
It hits.
Okay.
That's 3!
That's 3. You keep... Rodek taunts Vanders as he's getting spewed by blood. And then it's
Sleep with one eye open, dwarf.
She's just gonna look at the captain guy and go, "Friend, come here. Let's hang out and talk." And try and get his attention. And I want to attempt to convince him to come over and hang out with her.
How?
Make
Long
a...
does travel last?
An hour.
Oh shit. Alright.
Yeah, it's
never mind.
Xanathars.
You're good.
So.
Long enough for us to tie him
Oh,
up.
that's
We've
right.
got another 59
Either
minutes
way,
and 42
if there is a
seconds.
saving
Yeah.
throw, I'd fail.
Well, honestly, I was just gonna.
So
if it didn't work, I
think
was
it's
just gonna hold
just
person.
that,
Make a persuasion roll.
yeah, and I think I do it at advantage.
Advantage.
Actually,
Your
no,
advantage.
I don't think
Hold person.
Yeah.
I don't think I converted actually. Oh, I could banish him. That would be fun.
It would be 14.
14.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty
And
badass.
then it'll be a contest.
Get another humming gold.
And he fails. So he says, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea." And he starts walking over towards you. Where would you like him to move?
So I just want him to come hang out next to me.
Okay, he's going to provoke an opportunity attack if you choose to take it.
I'll take it.
Okay.
You're gonna attack him.
I mean, yeah, I know enough not to take it, so.
I was gonna say, I literally told you not to fight him.
He is going to walk
I just
over
wanted to
you,
die.
and he leans down and puts his hands on his knees. "Well, you're a strange-looking creature, aren't you?
Yeah, we're
That's a
like,
strange outfit.
we're like best friends.
I know. I feel like we just met, and we seem like such good friends."
You guys start doing the, like, fucking.
We're like hitting each other.
You start
Jump
jump rope. He
rope.
pulls a jump rope out of nowhere and just starts skipping. Not actually, not canon.
Question:
Yeah.
Are these boats moving? Or are they still?
The momentum has
Rotate, right?
they've been rotating around.
Okay.
Like, one hits the other, the gangplanks go in, and then they.
Right, because
But then nobody dropped anchor.
when I banish someone, when they come back to the place where they were. And if the boats are moving, they come back to mid-ocean.
I mean, that's what you want. Really.
Right.
Okay, and that is the crossbow
Good
turn
thought.
now. And they're just going to make 2 on Rodek.
Yeah, the actual killer, like,
Fail.
you murderer.
Yeah.
2 on Matthias.
And then
1 is going to hit.
I want to one more hit.
6 points of piercing damage. Make a poison,
Look at all the sixes.
a con saving throw.
At advantage.
That's gonna be at advantage.
No. Sorry, I thought it was Rodek.
I want it. One moment. I need to subtract the 6 so that I am at the correct damage, and then I'm going to tell you that I have rolled an 8, which means I take an additional damage.
Oh, additional
None of my
damage
heals work
of
on the dead.
2 points of poison damage.
Well, I don't know if he's like technically.
That's what I'm wondering.
And
You can try.
who's gonna be here? Who's gonna be here? And then we're going to do 1, 2, 1 on Vandus, and that is going to miss. And then it is going to be Matthias' turn.
Oh, it's a donkey.
What the hell?
What's the
It's-
donkey?
It's his catchphrase.
Oh, of course. I should
All
have
right,
known.
I'll take a swing at 8.
Okay.
I will roll a fucking 8, and then I'll roll a fucking 8. I hate everything right now.
Okay.
No, wait. I'll use a reaction to add 10 to one of those rolls. One of those attack rolls.
One of them can be 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 18 hits.
Oh Jesus! All
I
right.
gotta let you save face, man.
Which number is this?
That's gonna be number 8, and
You
he'll
know
take.
that-
I'm gonna pour as long as I'm hitting. I'm gonna pour another Curse of Smite into it at second level.
Okay.
So that'll be 3d8 damage. That'll be 6, 14. Wow. 22 damage. Thank you, sir. That's
22.
acceptable.
So you miss the
25,
first one, he
25.
dodges, and you swing again, and it looks like he's going to dodge again. He seems to be a bit afraid of you, and a strange power that you've never felt before almost guides your cutlass. It almost seems to clash with what your biz is.
Yeah.
It
There's a
almost
weird
seems to
guy.
clash a little bit. It's weird and unnatural.
This
You're
is
such an
my
unnatural
piece.
guy.
I was hoping it would actually make the guy stumble when he tries to dodge, but either way.
And as that happens, your cutlass erupts into flame, and the same sinister blue flame slashes him across the chest. He starts screaming as the flames engulf him, and he collapses to the ground dead. And as he does it, you see a similar ghostly energy that came from your crewman erupt out of his mouth, fly through the air a little bit, and suck into the eye of your cutlass.
As is tradition.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Where did you see that?
Now I have some conflicting thoughts.
Sylvie doesn't notice at all. She's still jump roping with the captain.
As you look down, the pirate that was killed has strange sunken-in eyes, and his mouth seems to be closed up very tight.
I see what's going on here. I probably didn't see that.
And
You're too busy murdering everyone.
Vandus, you're up.
What's the one that's standing in between Genji and Rodek?
Two.
Don't you take my count.
Has it been wounded?
Oh no, I missed. Right?
Which one? Which one did you wounded? With armor?
2? Or did I
Two's
hit it
been
once?
Two is
Oh yeah,
almost-
I
two
one
is
shot
almost
that.
dead.
Yeah, that's right.
He is
Okay,
going to
I'd
die.
like to turn around
Okay.
and attack number 2.
Okay.
Your revenge.
Yeah, thank you. That's
I rolled a 19. I wanted the crit so bad. So that's a 28.
That hits.
He's probably just dead.
You sneeze in his face and he bursts into flames.
That's the plan.
How much damage did you take? Sorry. Or are you still rolling?
I'm calculating.
Roll
10,
sneak attack.
15 plus 12 is
Sneak attack. You did?
27 plus 6 is 33.
33.
33 damage. Your rapier erupts from the out of his chest. He spits up blood spewing and just tumbles into the sea.
I'm catching up to you.
Still only counts as one.
Do I have 3?
Annulin.
You have 3, I've got 2.
Annulin, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm going to fire an arrow at the guy on the gangplank again.
Okay.
20.
That hits.
Which is yours.
13 damage.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
Your arrow sinks into his chest. He's looking pretty bloody.
Okay, and I'll fire a second arrow at him. 13.
13 hit. It hits the wooden mast and lets out a loud vibration.
Captain's turn.
Captain's turn. He just patty cake. He literally starts patty caking.
I love it.
And
See how this works.
That's amazing. I love it.
just,
I mean, what else would Sylvie Charm him to do?
What a
I mean,
nightmare
that's-
spell.
that's pretty
the
accurate.
craziest spell.
And as that happens, the other pirates of this crew see all their dead friends. They see their captain playing patty cake with a gnome. They see Matthias literally suck the soul. We don't know. It seems like he sucked the soul into his cutlass.
It seems
They are
that
scared
way.
shitless. What
Goodbye,
seems to
morale.
be, and they start bolting. The captain's gone mad. Let's just leave him. This was a bad idea. And they start running the other direction.
Well, I hate to say, they're still in Spirit Guardians.
They are in
So
Spirit
slow.
Guardians.
That one guy's dead.
So
too.
they're slowed and
Okay.
they have to make the whiz saving throw.
You gotta flip that one guy over.
Where's my
I did.
D8?
The one between Genji and you?
There was one here that I put in the ocean, right? Because he fell in the ocean.
Yeah, so there's...
Or was it this one? No, you're right. It
What
was
was
this
that
one.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all dead, and I don't think anyone's in the ocean.
Oh, you know what? No, this is the other guy.
Okay. Roll
I mean,
damage.
if you want them to be in the ocean.
He said this guy.
Only 7 damage. If,
1 and 5.
If they fail, and if they save, then they take half.
And are they slowed either way?
They're still slowed though, yeah.
1 and 7. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, hold on. 7 screams as the platinum light boils out his eyeball. Ah! It's even more horrific almost than the undead pirate. And he falls to the ground dead. That's number 7.
Yeah, I flipped him over. I flipped the wrong one over.
Okay,
So,
so he's dead.
7's dead. 5 and 1. I already did 5. I didn't do 1. Let me.
real Raiders of the Lost Ark style.
His whole face just melts off his skull.
Yes. 7. Sorry. You see them, and they're all just trying to run as they're disengaging. Oh, right, no, they're not disengaging because they're not in range of anything, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so they're just going to dash.
Which is, I guess, their full speed.
Dashing, they should be able
Gets
to
off
make
the
it.
edge. He's gonna almost get there, and this one, number 3, is going to try to heave the gangplank off, and he succeeds. He is terrified. He grabs the gangplank, heaves it off of the ship. It clatters into the sea. You see that they're desperately trying to get to the helm, steer away to get away from you guys. And with that,
And they're just leaving the captain behind. Holy smokes.
and
I want to run up to the other. I'm gonna see them doing this. I want to run up to the other gangplank and heave it off as well.
okay. That's your it's your turn.
No, it's Genji.
Oh,
Yeah,
which one counts?
yeah.
Okay, got
But
it.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I would
yeah.
do the same
Yeah,
thing.
go for it.
So
yeah, I'm just gonna shove the other gangplank off.
Okay.
I shout to Matthias, do we really want to just let these guys go?
No, let's fucking kill them. No, let's fucking kill these bastards.
I'm with you, buddy.
And I will Misty step over to the fucking
Well, it's
boat.
Gandy's
Fuck, I thought we were out.
And so you make a athletics check.
okay. 17.
17. You grab the gangplank and it's clamped in. You see the spikes on the side. It's into the it's somehow into the ghastly form of the ship. But there really is not that much purchase through the form, and you heave it up, and it clatters to the side.
Is it attached to the other ship too?
And well, as you heave it across, you feel that there is resistance. You manage to shove it out of the way, and you feel it rip free of the other ship. And the other guy is going to try to reach out to stay on the ship, and he fails. He's gonna grab no, and he smacks the side of the ship, falls in the water, and gets sucked in beneath the ship. As
The undertow.
the undertow.
There's barnacles down there. It's bad news.
Yeah,
It's bad
it's not
news.
good.
Like a meat grinder.
What I was really trying to do was I was trying to throw the gangplank off into the ocean versus putting it back up on the ship. But
And
that's
it
not
clatters into the ocean.
Okay,
The
cool.
gangplank
Cool,
clatters
cool,
into
cool.
the ocean. Yep.
Yep.
Rodite.
So now both gangplanks are off, right?
Yep.
But there were ropes. They
There were
they were using ropes to get across here. I'm assuming you could do the same thing the other way if you wanted.
There are ghost
Well, no.
ships hanging down.
So anyway, I'm gonna say, let them go. We're going to attract the dragon turtle.
Yes,
Just let them get out of here.
I don't give a shit about these guys.
And then I'm gonna walk over, and that's probably all I can do. But I'm gonna like walk over and just like kind of be on guard around this guy.
Okay. And Sylvie.
All right, the other Carlisle. It's really great playing these games with you, but as you can tell, I'm your only true friend because your other friends are just abandoning you. How rude.
They're great.
And I'm just gonna talk to him.
I know, it's just the worst.
You can't trust,
You're my only
you
friend
can't
now.
trust anybody but gnomes.
Just unbelievable. I never met a gnome until today.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Monsters 1. That is going to be... And so, with both gangplanks down, all of the crossbowmen, they're going to head to the helm, heave it away, and they are going to start pulling on all the ropes. I don't know any nautical terms. I'm sorry if there are any sailors here. They are going to attempt to steer the ship out of the spiral death that you guys are in. Let's do a few checks here.
I really just want to assassinate this pirate captain guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get your chance for
And
that.
the ship manages to split off, and as you are continuing west, they are veering off towards the north and starting to sail away from you, getting, probably only about a good 40 feet away from you at this point. And with that, it is Matthias.
How far away is the ship at this point?
Let's say it's about 40 feet.
All right. I will turn around and approach the captain as well. It looks like the scurvy dogs have buggered off. I say we leave them to their fearsome ways. The cowards.
Sounds good to me.
I think the whole point, at least my purpose, was just defending the ship.
Yes,
What are we going to do with this guy?
I'd be happy to take care of him for us.
I'll do I'll frighten him with my scabbard, so to speak. I'll shake my sword and I will make frightening occur. DC 15 wisdom saving throw for the captain.
Okay. And he's going to fail.
Okay. He's now frightened of me, I think.
Okay. So he is charmed by Sylvie, friendly to her, horrified of you, and he goes to Sylvie, grabs her by the shoulders, and why are you friends with such a scary man?
Because he brings presents once a year, and I want a pony.
He killed my whole crew.
Oh, that's terrible.
I did kill his whole crew.
Why didn't you kill him? Not that I want you dead, Carlisle, but I'm curious.
I thought it was better to leave him paralyzed on the beach at the time. I wasn't really thinking.
Well, that's a terrible thing to
Maybe
do.
a mistake.
Carlisle, I'm kind of on your side with this one.
I'm just gonna pat his head when he looks
I think we can agree that mistakes were made on all
How
sides.
long does the charm last, by the way?
1 hour.
Okay, well, I'm taking
It's
this
just
off.
fucking crazy. That's
So we're out of
Richie,
You're out
combat.
of combat.
Richie
Combat.
told me I had to take it when we were
Combat is
looking
over.
at
The
it.
ship is now sailing, heading north, trying to get far away.
Alright, just out of curiosity, I am going to cast Mass Healing Word on everyone except Pirate Dude. Partially because I don't mind the heals, but also because I'm curious to see whether it'll affect the Revenant.
Okay.
It does. It has no effect on undead or constructs. So let me roll my dice.
What are the dice?
It's 2d4 plus 3.
So none of your healing will return into their constructs?
I don't think so.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
really
so
know
it's
that, so it doesn't matter.
just 6 healing.
6 healing.
Yep.
And you notice that everyone else feels like their life has returned a bit, including Matthias.
Including Matthias. Got it.
How many hit points was it?
6.
Well, really tired
Like
from all that
George
jump.
telling Lenny to look at the horizon of mice of men. I want to sneak him behind the captain and slit his throat.
Are you serious?
Not until Matthias tells me it's okay.
Hold on now. I see him like take your knife out.
So, well, no offense to the other Carlisle, but in an hour you're gonna realize they duped you. But you don't know that because we're friends. You can kill him whenever you want.
Before we throw him overboard, which is my preferred method of execution, I loot the body.
And I'd like to go through his pockets and see what I can find.
Okay. You find that there is... You go through all of his pockets. He's about 60 gold pieces on him. His pockets are very heavy.
I combine it with 40 and I toss it over to Rodek.
And you do...
like flail trying to catch all the gold
You
pieces.
do find a very ornate, strange-looking spyglass on his person.
I telescope it out and I examine it. What do I think about this object?
So you're going to look through it, or are you going to like spend a short rest with it?
Before I look through it, I'm going to just look at the surface and see if I can understand any qualities about the spyglass. I will look through it after I get an initial impression.
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana?
So while he's doing this, I want to be talking to Carlisle, basically, or the other Carlisle, basically asking him if there's any way that he would forgive and let bygones be bygones with Matthias, or if the only way is through death.
I don't even know what to do anymore. I just feel strangely friendly to you, and I'm so afraid of him. I'm in a glass cage of emotion.
Now, for your own safety, do you mind if we tie you up?
Just make a persuasion check with advantage. Oh no, you have advantage.
I have advantage. he
Make a
does not.
persuasion check.
I'll back off.
Me?
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
That's real good.
4.
He shakes his head and turns to you. Please don't make him tie me up.
I'm not gonna make anybody do anything, but the thing is, all of your men are gone, so you're outnumbered. If you fight him, you'll die. So, is there any way that you could, like, raise the white flag and we could all be friends? Or, like, are you gonna kill yourself? Because I'd be really sad if I lost my best friend.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm backing off to try to exactly, and then
You're proficient.
Like 12?
You're proficient.
What for? 13.
He
Not in persuasion, no.
he shakes his head and he says, he killed my whole crew. He burned them all down.
Yeah, but now he's gonna kill you too if you keep fighting him, and your crew left you. So it's
Those
not
were
like
all
you
my
can
new
trust
crew.
him.
I was avenging my old crew with my new crew.
Well, your new crew doesn't care about you.
We killed most of your new crew too.
Maybe it's time to consider a line of work other than piracy.
A career change, if you will.
Go back to community college.
I hadn't thought of anything like that.
that bachelor's in communications. Like,
Exactly.
I haven't thought of anything like
TV
that.
VCR repair me.
I'm still examining a telescope
Or
with a
you could-
21 Arcana check. Annual, you and I are going to be good friends because I blew that fucking nat 20 on the fucking telescoping pipe of sight.
You get a sense that when you touch it, there is a similar feeling that you get kind of when you step on the ship. There seems to be a spooky spectralness to this thing.
So,
Once everyone else has a moment, I am going to look through it and see if I can see the ship that is now heading north in terror.
As you look through it, you feel like you can see everything through it. You see your ship glowing radiantly through it. Although it is a spectral ship and it is transparent, you are able to see it clear as day. You get the sense that this is how the pirate captain had tracked your ship.
I'll collapse
And then
it.
your eyes burst into flames and you're permanently blind.
I'll collapse it and I'll put it in my coat and I'll walk over to the captain and say, was the spyglass the way that you found our ship?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yes.
Alright, look, the other Carlisle. I really don't want you to die, because nobody else jump ropes like you, not even Gaston. And so the thing is that I really want you to survive this. So you have 3 options. You die, which would suck.
Not preferred.
You become all of our friend, which wouldn't suck. Or you get a job at GameStop. 2 of those options really aren't great. But the friendship one sounds pretty cool. So I don't know, what do you think?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Sorry to anyone who works at GameStop.
So when I picked up my
sick
iPad, I
brains
knocked
on
this one
this.
over. Help me to
Savage,
reroll
man.
this one.
Savage.
18 or 17.
He starts to struggle, stops to struggle a little bit, and he kind of just slumps forward and he sits on the ground and he hangs his head. He doesn't want to look at Matthias because of how spooked he is. And in his stupor, you can't tell if this is going to wear off once the charm wears off, given his state of mind. But he says like, "Oh, I give up. I don't know what to do."
Okay, well, we'll see how you feel in an hour. And hopefully you don't die then, but for now, you want to jump rope some more?
Take the jump rope and tie him to the mast. I start yelling to my men new instructions. I'm assuming that they're emerging from the
They
belly
are.
of the
They're
ship
emerging up from the belly of the
uh,
ship and coming down, and they're all waiting.
I'm doing captain-y things, so do
So
what
and
you
in the
will,
meantime, I
but
want to find out what his actual name is.
I'm asking you to tie him to the mast.
And I'm just asking what his actual name is.
My name is Belgrin Blackbilge.
Alright, Belgrin. Do you mind if I call you the other Carlisle?
You can call me whatever you want.
Okay, thanks, the other Carlisle. Can I tie you to the mast?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm pulling a lot of this today.
12.
Oh man, almost nat 20.
I don't care anymore.
It's for your own good. I promise.
But then
You will be safe.
I'm just gonna sit on his lap and tell him stories.
That's fine. You're not gonna polymorph him into a monkey?
No, I only have one of those a day, and I used it on Rhoda.
Shit.
Damn it!
Ah!
Because that was my thought
You slept
before.
already. You got a long rest.
Huh?
You got a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh, did we? Oh well, then I have another one. Awesome.
No.
That was my thought before Charm Monsters. I was gonna polymorph him.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I want to sit down, like, if he's against the mast tied up, I want to sit down, like, right opposite of him and, like, just start sharpening my axe. Waiting for the hour to end and eating some rations.
And I'm
I
gonna
guess.
take a short rest while I'm sitting on his lap, if that's cool.
Yeah, do we get a short rest? Are we...
Yeah, you get a short rest. Well, when the short rest will be ending while he's coming out of his.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to sit there at least. I want to be ready to see what his reaction is. Like, I have my axe ready to go, but I'm not resting up.
By the way, he is a pirate, right? He is a pirate, right?
Well, I think so.
Okay.
With a name like Belgrin Bilge.
I kind
What
of
was it?
figured
Blackbilge.
my genre savviness was kind of telling me, but I just had to make sure.
Yeah.
So, Fred, why is your color? Is it not really colors? Why is your colors or whatever the term is a barrel?
My family made the best rum in the whole north.
That's
You know how hard it is to get sugarcane up there?
I was about to say, I don't think I ever had rum while I was up there.
We had to pillage a lot of southern ships. It was so good.
Do you have any on you? I'd love to try it.
Now we ran out. I spent so much time trying to kill this one.
I think
The
he's
horrible
already dead.
devil creature.
Well, maybe that's your calling. Maybe you go back to making rum or making barrels or
Yeah.
what's a barrel maker? A
Oh,
wainwright?
I have the
Is that what a
perfect
wainwright
name
is?
for you.
Actually, I think that's
Captain
correct.
Morgan. Doesn't that sound like a great name? And then you could tell everyone you were captain of the high seas.
I knew a
Good
Captain
old
Morgan. He was a fucking dick.
Captain Beltrand Morgan.
I knew a Morgan once, and it was a girl. Sounds like a girl's name to me.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Sylvie, would it be displeasing to your person if we be killing this man now that we've made friends with him? A pet, would you say?
Well, yeah. I don't want you to just. I like him. I mean,
What would you be saying to me proposal if we tied him up and put him in one of me rafts and just sent him on his way? I think he gets in the way of my ultimate quest, and
Well, I would be okay if we sent Lumi with him and she could untie him once he was further out. I mean, I don't think just send him out to his death is okay.
That sounds like a good. I can get behind.
But at least, then he doesn't have the spyglass. We can't follow you anymore. And he, has to use his own devices to get out of there. We showed him mercy, so. I mean.
I would support Sylvie's idea. Now that we have him surrendered, I don't know that we need to kill him.
Is there any kind
I
of
honestly
dinghy that's
think
not
we could
like?
also wait to see if he's just amicable to, letting bygones be bygones.
I'd rather not sleep a night through with this gentleman on board, and I'm inclined to slit his throat.
Yes, I think getting him off the ship is a good idea, but I'd like to give him at least a possibility of living.
How far out are we?
You've traveled overnight. It's probably at this point mid-morning, and you've been sailing all through the night at relatively top speed. If you remember, the wind was catching your sails even without any actual wind going.
Well,
Have we seen any land masses or anything while we've been going?
Just
not even
see
any
all-
small islands?
Nope. Just see all the way around you.
So I unfortunately have to side with them. I think that, given that, assuming after the hour runs out, if he still means us no harm, there's no point to take his life.
Well, let's see what happens when the hour runs up. But even then, I'm still inclined. This be my ship, and if I don't want him on board, then he not be on board.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying if he turns back into a meanie head, you just slit his throat. But if he seems like he is really broken and beaten and he wants to become Captain Morgan, the manager of the GameStop on 43rd, then I think that we should just let him do that.
I know not this GameStop. However,
It's like cribbage.
hold your thought.
I'm gonna stomp downstairs. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there pretending to hold a thought while he's gone.
I return and I have a
You'll
variety
see it
of.
better with your eyes closed.
I have a variety of different rums, and I'm going to ask this gentleman if any of them are of his familial making.
I'm sure one of them might be. I have no idea, but I hold up rum after rum just to see if any of them strike true or if he has any. I'm gonna get us all drunk. It's my objective.
And he looks, and you see the label on one has a similar, poorly sketched version of the flag, the Jolly Roger that he had. And he grabs it and he says, how old is this bottle?
I know not. I took it from another ship.
I should have known.
Twas a good year. I've had it maybe a few weeks. I'm a pirate.
Well, this is being. Oh, am I tied to the mast? Well, he doesn't grab it.
Yeah.
He looks at it. Well, I would very much like a sip of that.
Aye. And I pour him a little glass and I give him a very sloppy shot. It's not good.
Runs down his chimney. Oh, that's the good stuff.
Aye, and I take a swig right from the bottle. This appears to be the class for the evening. I'll see if I have some more down in the store. I'll send a servant to go take care of that. In the meantime, I guess we're free to wait that hour out.
Yeah. I'll have a drink.
I walk up to Matthias and I say, when you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you privately.
Aye, let's wait until after our friend here, is no longer under the charm of your friend.
I mean, you
and-
guys can go talk now. I'm just gonna tell him stories of my past, and I'm gonna paint his nails, and I'm probably gonna tickle him a little bit, but that's okay because I like it right now.
You be doing that. What do you have in mind, Vandris? I'll lead him to the front of the ship, and then we'll reenact that scene from Titanic.
Yes.
You guys go up here.
Yeah,
That's
no.
all I've ever wanted in life.
We're on the opposite side of the ship from the steering wheel, just facing west. My first mate is taking care of business. What can I be doing for you, Vandris?
Well, first, I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you for allowing us to have passage on your ship. It's very generous. I understand the circumstances of the ship are not the most pleasant, but we're all very grateful.
I also must thank thee. Things may have caught up to me if I'd not met you, and you and your party are quite capable, so thank you as well.
Well, of course, and I return the thanks and the compliment in kind. You are quite handy with that weapon of yours, strange as it may be.
Aye, it's not my first cutlass, but it is certainly the best.
So I know that we haven't gotten to know each other very well, but I grew up in Gullhaven, and I grew up on the water, and it's been a very long time since I've had the opportunity to sail on a ship, and nothing quite like this.
On the water, sure, yes. Continue.
Well, needless to say, I've really enjoyed the time that we've spent on the water, and you know, getting in these scuffles has been quite invigorating. But mostly, I was hoping that, you know, we've got quite some time here on the water to kill, and if you could do me the favor of being a sparring partner, I'm sure you could teach me quite a few things.
The way of the blade for a pirate is a disciplined, a lawful endeavor. There's a code to it, so to speak. I'd be happy to show you a trick or two.
Now, of course, I'm not a complete stranger, but I'm certainly rusty, and things have gone a bit off the rails in my life, and I've had to pick up different jobs here and there. But it's something about being back on the water that has just really speaks to me.
I know not these rails, but if it is a life on the ship that you care for, then yes, I'd be showing you me fighting style. When would you like to start?
Well, I know we've got a little bit of a situation here on our hands, but I'm sure over the course of our travel to the island, we can find a few hours each day to put in practice. I'm willing to work hard.
I took some time to look at me maps, and I think we'll have more than a few days before we reach the islands. We'll practice often before every meal, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Fine. I shake his hand, and yeah, we part ways, I guess. I don't know. What do you want?
We should go back and go grab some of that delicious rum.
Aye, the rum, fuck!
So the rum fuck, as this is how, are you guys gonna do anything else while they're having their go time?
I'm literally just telling him stories and braiding his beard.
I'm just
and
listening.
Basically
with
being
my axe.
I'm just gonna be around this.
kind of warning him that, like, as time is dwindling by, like, soon you may realize that you're mad at me, but I really like you, so please don't hurt me.
This doesn't have to end in your death. It could, but it doesn't have to.
So, just
So,
kind of preparing for it.
You feel like the hour's approaching, and you feel like it has passed. You almost see that the same kind of pink glitter stuff leaves the corners of his eyes, and his eyes unfocus, and they focus back again. And that same sad, charmed person that you've been playing with for an hour seems to be gone. And you see that look of rage once again consumed. He says, "Ah, you're a sea witch with the devil pirates!"
Yeah, kind of. Well, but not really a sea witch. More kind of like a fey witch. Do you like my hat?
What did you do to me? Where's my crew?
Well, I braided your hair, I painted your nails, I told you a bunch of stories. Your crew left you. Everything I told you was true.
They did abandon you. They took right off.
They're a bunch of cowardly sea dogs. I knew that they would
They
betray
were.
me.
But I didn't betray
Where
you.
is that? Where is that Matthias?
If you kill him, we'll kill
behind
you.
him.
Oh, so you can't. So he's looking around
see.
and he can't see you. Where is he?
If you
Where's
hurt,
my spyglass?
If you hurt him, you die. So you kind of have a choice to make.
Make an intimidation roll. Check.
Oh god. Oh, not an advantage. So I will re-roll this because that wouldn't be fair. And that sucks.
5. No higher than that. 8.
7.
7.
7.
Very intimidating.
Very intimidating.
That's Matthias. Destroyed the Black Bill's crew twice now. I will not let him live.
As he's talking, he feels the cold steel blade against his throat as I start to approach and come up against him. I whisper into his ear, "Aye, and there be 2 ways you be leaving this ship. You can listen to Sylvie here and leave on one of me rowboats. We'll leave you in the ocean and you can fight for your life on the waters. Or you can be leaving with metal attached to your person. What choice do you choose?"
You make a intimidation check.
I would be happy to make an intimidation check. I rolled a natural 2. That's a 13.
Wow.
13. He starts struggling against the rope that you've tied him with. I'm not afraid of you, devil beast.
Oh, well, I fucking slit his throat.
And
True Avantris fashion.
And we'll just say, because he's completely incapacitated, you just get the coup de grace on him. He's roaring and screaming, "I'll kill you and see you in hell!" And then you see the same spectral blue form get ripped out of his throat as the eyeball in your cutlass opens wide. The narrow black slit opens into a circle and it slides right into there, and the eye closes and then opens again and it's normal.
With no ritual or respect, I'll cut the remaining ropes, drag the body to the side of the boat, and dump him.
Okay. Splashes into the water, his body clatters against the ship.
I kind of grimace and look
That
away.
was unfortunate, but
We tried.
we tried.
We did try.
We did
Or
indeed
not
try.
straightforward.
Now, perhaps we be enjoying the rest of this rum. I understand it's a rare vintage now.
Cheers.
Can you have one of your crew clean up this blood? Do you mind?
I'll prestidigitation it away.
Alright, thank
Oh,
you.
that's a neat trick, aye.
The spectral ship is now pristine.
Well, I think that it might have at least saved us quite a bit of bloodshed. Ganji here was he took quite a few hits. I was worried about him for a minute.
That's why, in theory, I have all this armor at least.
Yeah, I feel
Practice though.
like, I
Doesn't
feel like
always
you
work
keep
out that
spending
way.
lots of money on your armor and you keep almost dying anyway.
You know, sometimes you just get a lot of high rolls, and sometimes it just doesn't work
There's a little
out.
thing called dice.
I'm surprised you let the rest of the crew go. There was XP to be gained. Ex-pirates.
It's pretty good. That was pretty good. I like that.
Oh my god.
Can we? Are we moving? Or
Yeah, no, the crew quickly, as soon as the battle was over, quickly sprung into action and got you guys back on course, and you've been sailing for this whole hour. You there is a decent wind. It's a pleasant day, and at this point the ship, the black-billed ship, is out of sight. You could see that it wasn't going at full speed, but it made its way quite a bit away from it.
As the day progresses, I'm going to be looking through my newly found telescope, and I'm going to be looking west to see if I can spot islands. I'm starting to appreciate its magical sight, and I'd like to see if I can see, beyond the curve of the world.
So you look through. It doesn't seem to show you beyond the curve of the world.
That sucks. I don't see
but
through reality. I don't see myself.
Yeah, you don't see yourself. But it seems to give you a very clear vision of everything that is in front of you.
Oh, wow.
And you are able to see your semi-transparent crew and ship seem to be very solid and glowing and radiant.
This is a weird question, and then we'll continue. But I can look through it when it's collapsed and when it's extended. Is there any difference between the two effects?
No, it's the same effect. Just that you're able to see a lot further when it's extended.
That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Matthias, your fancy spyglass.
Aye.
What happens if you look at it through the other way?
An interesting question. I look at it through the other way, and
It sucks him in.
and I turn inside out. No,
Your skeleton actually gets ripped from your body, and then the boat starts to...
It just vanishes and we all drown.
Yes, no, everything appears to be much smaller, like ants.
And you do know that, I guess you would know because you spent a short rest, that it is a spyglass obtrusive.
Oh.
So when you look through the spyglass, you have true sight.
I didn't need it, but that's fine.
Okay, so
Okay, I guess we're just sailing.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go replenish spells and stuff. I guess that's gonna be first on my list. I mean, does anything happen for the rest of the day?
It's up to you guys. What are you guys going to do? You guys going to go to sleep? You're going to hang out?
Yeah, we'll just hang out and make myself as comfortable as possible.
I'll be serving some turtle stew in the evening. That's very common pirate fodder, and I'll be mostly dealing with the crew, doing the day-to-day activities that Matthias would normally take care of.
Okay. So, you go about your day, you rest easy. Avantris and Matthias spar, and they do some sword fighting before each of their meals. There may be a few additional cuts after they've hit the ramen spar, but everyone gets patched up, and everyone enjoys their evening, and you all turn in and go to sleep and enjoy a long rest.
Great.
Fabulous.
Woo!
That cut off, man. You gotta hold your button down longer. So, the next day comes. The morning sun glints through the ship. Although you are all inside of the hold, it still shines through a little bit. Although it's barely transparent, light is getting through its the ectoplasm, the spectral form of this ship. And you're awoken, and it seems to be a little bit stormier. You see dark clouds rolling in, and I guess we should wait for Matthias because he's the captain.
Probably a good plan.
So, compared to the first 2 days of your travel, or first day and a half, I guess, you see off into the direction that you're headed dark clouds rolling in, coming in from the east, from the west.
From the west.
From the west.
Oh.
The direction that you're heading. And you think you maybe will go around the storm or head straight in and continue your path directly there. But it's definitely the beautiful weather that you've been graced with the previous day is seeming to be gone. The closer that you get, you start to feel a bit of a colder wind hitting you, and the seas start to get a bit rockier.
By my judgment, do I feel the wind is coming directly west, or is it going northwest or southwest in one direction or the other? Even
Southwest.
Southwest.
Southwest sunlight.
It's blowing. So we're sailing west.
Yeah.
It's blowing south from the southwest, or
It's coming from the northwest.
so it's coming from the northwest.
Yeah. It's heading southeast.
Southwest.
Heading southeast.
Okay.
Yeah, southeast.
Southeast. Got it.
I would know what to do in this situation, so I do that. No,
I'm gonna make a water while you guys discuss. All of you are on the deck of the ship. You see the
what time is it?
spectral crew. It's probably about noonish at this point. It's midday where you start.
The following day?
The following
Did we get
day.
a long
You got a
rest?
full rest, yes.
Oh,
long
oh.
rest, as they call it, on the inside.
Then
Matthias, I have a question.
Aye, what can I help you with?
When it rains, if you look at the rain through your spectral piratey, like, servant guys, does it look like sparkles?
Keeping that one in the back.
You can look through yourself. You can see the.
Well, it's not raining yet.
Oh.
I'm just wondering, when it does rain, does it look like sparkles if you look through them? And if so, do you think that any of them would be okay with me just attaching myself to them and staring through their bodies so it looks like fireworks?
I will immediately reach over and grab one of my servants. This is my bosun. This be me bosun.
That's a cool name.
He doesn't say very much, but you are free to cling to his waist and view the weather and precipitation through him.
Lovely.
Is this for us?
Hello, bosun.
that's
It's
Derek,
nice
I think.
to meet you.
Oh,
I'm
I mean,
Sylvie, and then I'm going to attach myself to his waist.
That's one of
It not be raining yet. It could be another day before we reach clouds as far as those.
I'll sleep here. It's fine.
Okay. That's okay. Yes, fine.
Alright. Well, I'm just trying to feel on the I just want to kind of get myself to the point where I feel like I'm rocking Middle East, maybe avoiding the sides of the ship and just pretending like I'm on the ground.
I did mean that, by the way. I mean northwest to. It's coming from the northeast and southwest. Yeah.
Wait, it's
Northwest and southeast.
Yes.
Yes.
okay.
Northwest and southeast.
That's what we got it.
Cardinal directions are tough, guys.
We haven't made any strategic decisions about how to approach the storm. We mostly talked about what it looks like through spectral persons.
Wait, so it's coming from? So the storm is in the northwest as well?
It's coming very subtly, but yeah.
Okay. Do we? I mean, I wouldn't have any
It's the
clue.
most important question we've ever asked.
What do we do about this storm? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Do we just sail into it?
I'm just gonna look at it through ghosts.
So, I mean, is this a threatening thing? What's threatening about this storm? Is it the waves? Is it?
So
yeah,
you're getting
I've seen
closer.
many
You've seen many storms. The waves are getting a bit choppier. It started the ocean's getting more and more rough the closer you get to it. The clouds are rolling in a lot quicker than you would have thought, and it seems to be coming in. The storm is descending upon you very quickly.
Do I feel like it's going to be less than a day before I'm hit by this?
It'll be less than a day. It looks like it's a few hours off.
I hate to say it, but I'd be proposing we make our way around this storm.
I'm all right with that.
Not just because it's advancing a little faster than I would expect, and that makes me a little wary.
Okay.
How far off course is it going to take us?
It could be a few days, and that's why it's a shame for me to say. I want to get to Blue right away, but that'd be a nasty piece of weather.
Well, we are pressed for time. Just you giving us access to your ship has saved us who knows how much time. So I think we can afford the extra precaution.
I agree.
How difficult do you think it would be to go through the storm? Because I do have an ability to control water.
He's got wizard magic.
Almost wizard magic. It's not quite like
It's all the same to me.
If we battened down fully and we rode out to the storm, it could be quite shaky. It's unlikely that it tips the ship, but if you had any way to assist in that way, then we might not have as much risk.
I could do that, but only for 10 minutes. I don't know if that's enough
I have a
time.
feeling that
No.
storm looks like it's more than a 10-minute storm.
Sometimes the 5 minutes downpour and then it goes away. You never know.
This is not Florida.
You don't know that.
It's Florida.
Southeast shit.
Okay.
So honestly,
Can I perceive if I think that I can get around the storm, given how fast it's approaching?
You think that it would probably put you at least another day or 2 days off course in order to go around the storm.
Alright. I mean,
you have gone through storms before. You know that it has been rough, and you've gone into them in your search for blue, it would be very, very rocky and visibility.
And just because I'm unclear 100% on the cardinals,
yeah.
if I made an abrupt 90-degree turn north, because we're heading west,
Yeah.
that would be the direction away from the storm traveling in this direction based on the way.
You would be able to try to go
Okay,
around.
and then it's going to take an additional 2.5 days once we figure out our way past the storm because Pythagoras is a dick.
Yep.
All right, then I be proposing what I just described to the party.
Well, I don't know what a Pythagoras is. And honestly,
He was a good old pirate.
I want to get this over with as soon as we can, but I think I'd rather not risk falling overboard or honestly just feeling the waves. Let's keep it as calm as possible.
Okay, let's go through this.
No, let's not do that.
Oh, okay.
If your goal is to be keeping things as calm as possible, I turn the steering wheel and we immediately turn right to head north.
The helm spins.
The steering wheel's
and
fine.
The steering wheel.
It's a wheel.
pirate.
It's a wheel that steers.
You hit the steering wheel very hard, and the rudder of your ghostly ship turns, and you going the opposite way of the wind. You still manage to steer away and start going around the storm. And as you make your way, you sail for several hours. It gets closer to dusk, and you get a little bit of rain. It starts to rain. The clouds roll over. It's a little bit dark, but it's not nearly the insane, tumultuous storm that you were heading directly into. You manage to stay in calmer waters, and as you're going around course, it stays relatively calm, at least for the next day or so. Unless there's anything you guys would like to do, we can go.
The third night, I'm going to come down to the cabin, and I'm going to knock on Sylvie's door.
Hello.
It be Matthias.
Who's that?
I believe that you call me Santa.
Oh, come in. And I use my mage hand to open the door.
Journeys at sea can be a little lonesome, and I wonder if you join me this evening in the captain's quarters.
What? I'm not quite sure what you're asking for.
Oh, I'm asking if you would join me in the captain's quarters.
Do you think I'm a whore?
I am not giving you any gold for this offer. It's just that.
Are you gonna give me a pony?
I don't have any on board.
Oh. Well, I really only work for gold or ponies.
Well, I can give you gold if you
How
prefer.
much?
How does 200 gold sound?
I'll do it. Let's go.
Outstanding. Would your pixie friend care to be joining us as well?
How much for the pixie friend?
Genji vomits in a corner wherever he is on the ship. He doesn't hear it. He doesn't know why. He just vomits in a corner.
Just 1 second, Lumi. If I can get an extra 100 gold out of him, will you do it?
Premium Rodex says.
We'll do it for another 100 gold.
Aye, that can be arranged.
Fabulous. Let's go.
And we make our way to the captain's quarter.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
adding
anybody else?
100 gold.
Anybody else on the third night?
I spend the rest of the night cleaning up all of the vomit off of my cabin.
So wait, are we staying in separate rooms though?
Yes.
So we don't know that he went and knocked on her door, right?
No, not necessarily, no.
The rooms are slightly transparent, but
Good
I can make anything I want opaque. It's fine. It's fine.
Genji gouges his eyes out.
Okay. So you have 300 gold.
Yep.
300 additional gold. You enjoy the evening, and the next morning.
Genji casts blindness/deafness on himself.
I cast darkness on my room.
Do you know any instant death spells you apply?
I don't get powered word death for quite a while, so
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be some
cannot
time.
now.
And with that, the next morning comes, it seems to be pretty. The storm has seemed to head mostly south away from you guys, and southeast away from you guys, and you are able, as you look out on the sea, you're able to see spatterings of rocks and small islands cropping up from the sea, breaking up the endless, seemingly endless open ocean around you. And as you're getting closer to one of these bits of rocks, you hear a strange singing.
Oh, jeez.
And
Not okay.
It's a good thing I cast blindness/deafness on myself.
Everything all right, Ganji? This is water.
Lucky play of the day.
Right.
I am going to need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this magic?
Yes.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, that's not good. I got a 7.
I got so lucky. 18.
21.
19.
Goodbye, friends.
6.
I go on to a better place.
What is that music? Sounds lovely.
It's the song that never ends.
So,
There goes on.
as that happens, your crew starts to listen, and they fail their saving throw, and they start to get a strange look over them, and they go immediately to the helm and start steering towards one of these rocks. Meanwhile, who failed? Wait, what do you get?
Me, I got a 7.
7?
I had lower than that.
I had 19.
Holy crap.
21.
Oh, 18.
18. So, and Angelin, what did you get?
13.
13. So,
Hold on, is this some kind of charm? Magical charm?
it is a. Hold on. Yep, it's a charm.
I get to roll one more die because I
Okay.
have an advantage on saving throws against charm.
Oh, right.
As a half elf.
Aren't we
Hi.
immune
Hi.
to charm?
No, we have advantage on saving throws of charm. We're immune to magical sleep.
I'm immune to charm and sleep.
I had originally written that down too, but when I was working with the twins over the weekend to revamp the sheet, I noticed that it said advantage on charm.
Okay, then I
Because I had originally written down immune as well, and I was looking at my old sheet when we were looking through the abilities, so it's just an advantage. So I'm going to roll one more die, and then I'm going to roll less than what I got, and then I'll still be charmed.
Okay.
Just kidding, I got a 17, which gives me an 18.
So, Rodak, you hear a beautiful song, and it is a singing that assaults the rest of your ears, and it seems to sound like a singing that is not quite a language. It almost sounds like a combination of the sea, the wind, and the rustling of some kind of like plant or seaweed or slopping, and it sounds like the most beautiful sound you've ever heard, Rodak. You immediately are compelled to sprint upstairs and dive overboard.
Can we see this happening?
So we'll say Rodak is on the deck, and you see Rodak's eyes glaze over.
Okay.
And he's trying
I'm gonna try to
over.
tackle him.
Okay, make an athletics contest.
I'm going to try to stop the steering wheel from turning towards the sound because my men are maybe ignoring me, I'm going to assume, but I'm taking control of this ship.
So they are ignoring you, so you make an athletics contest as well.
All right.
I got a 12, but I don't have proficiency.
Oh, no.
So that's only a 15 for me.
15 for me.
15?
16.
15 bros.
All right.
So I see that doesn't work, and I immediately cast polymorph on Rodak to turn him into. Can I turn him into something that has no arms? I want to turn him into a fish.
I was going to
Well,
water.
no, because he's not in water.
So what's the saving throw on polymorph?
Wouldn't kill me, though?
I can immediately let it go,
And then I'm
but
still a dwarf. A strong dwarf. Anyway,
But-
I'm not sloth.
Sloth?
a sloth. Have I seen a sloth?
Probably not.
I have to think of something that I've seen.
I can't say it.
What kind of creatures would I have seen?
What's
Because
in a sloth?
I know
What's in
what
a
I want
sloth?
to do.
A snail, a bug,
A slug.
A slug.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn him into a slug.
Okay, is it range on that or is it touch?
There's a range to
It's
it.
a saving throw.
It is a saving
Either
throw.
30, 60, or 120 feet.
You have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Right?
Good.
Is the
11.
sea salt
You
gonna
fail.
like burn him alive?
You fail.
Instant death.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
the salty waters.
So,
that hit him.
so as
Why did you pick turtle?
as Rodek is sprinting, Ganji tries to tackle him, and Rodek just smacks him in his dragon face, knocks him to the side.
I rolled better than usual.
And Sylvie just rolls her eyes and snaps her fingers, and
Adorable.
and Rodek looks around. All of a sudden, he's a slug in midair and just falls to the deck of the ship, and is still trying to.
I'm gonna go scoop him up.
Okay, you reach down and grab him. As this is happening, you are fighting against your crew, and you got a what?
15.
15? And you manage to pull the helm back around the other side.
You fucking pirate mimes!
And you veer the ship back off to the right course. The struggle with them seems to knock the head of one of them, and it seems to come to its senses and goes back to its duty. As you narrowly avoid the rocks, you see these what seems to be beautiful-looking women. They look like the most beautiful women that you've ever seen. They're
The
humanoid.
most beautiful slug Rodek has ever seen.
And they look humanoid vaguely. They're very shapely, long glowing hair from far away. And as soon as Matthias manages to steer the ship away, you can see a little bit closer, and they seem to almost be made of seaweed. And as they see you turning away, they shriek and hiss, and then dive back into the water.
Towards us?
Nope.
Oh,
They just go
And
away.
so the song stops.
The song stops.
Now I have a snail. Or a slug. I should find him a shell. I'll put him in the shell, and then he'll be happy little slug.
He doesn't come with snail?
Well, no, because they made him a slug. But if I put him in a shell, then he'll be a snail.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm just gonna pet him.
Okay, how long does it last? Just
An hour.
An hour. So Rodek is a slug for an hour.
No, I'm gonna turn him back into a Rodek shortly after. I just want to pet him for a little bit.
You pet him and you get slime all over your fingers. And
Would I have any idea what that was?
make an intelligence check.
That's where I'm a Viking. 14.
14, you had thought initially that it was some kind of siren, and then you remember hearing, as soon as you saw that you saw its form, you remember hearing stories of what's called a kelpie, which is basically sentient masses of seaweed that shapeshift into any kind of form, most commonly a beautiful woman or a horse of some
A
kind.
kelpie.
A kelpie.
That's a very
K-E-L.
appropriate name. That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
Kelpie made out of kelp and seaweed.
Ugh.
And you remember hearing tales of it. You never encountered one yourself, but it sounded like an old sea shanty that you had heard.
So I break out of the slug form. Am I still?
And as the rustling around and hitting the deck, you realize that it broke your concentration, and you were able to shake free of hypnosis.
Do I have memory of feeling that way, or is it
Yeah.
like a?
You just wanted to, and then as soon as
What was that?
As soon as you come to, you got the sense that the song was in. You couldn't hear any kind of words, but it was telling you to jump into the water and just inhale as much as you could.
I had some dark thoughts, guys. It was really
I-
uncharacteristic of me.
That
I'll
be
admit.
that be a kelpie. I am sorry to say.
Are they gone?
We're past them, yes.
All right. Well,
No.
maybe you should tie me down.
One of the
Maybe
many
some more.
dangers of the sea. I'm
No,
sorry to
He
say.
wasn't a kelpie. He was a slug.
I appreciate that. The singing we heard was the Kelpie.
Oh.
How far do
That's
these things
fair.
travel from where they normally reside?
You would know that they,
I start taking off all my armor.
with the intelligence roll that you got, you know that they are usually ones that lure. They're not ones that pursue.
What he said.
Fantastic. You're very knowledgeable, Matthias. We appreciate it.
I know many things about the sea. It's been many years.
And Rodek may have the right idea here. If any one of you two, and I point to Genji and Rodek, were to fall overboard, you'd probably sink immediately.
I can cast the water walk, so I'm not worried.
I take it back. The dragon's a little bit more useful than he looks.
Would I have felt like I would have wanted to? Would I have agency? Like, would it be metagaming to be like, I don't think you would have agency to cast water walk if you like fell to their spell.
Well, if you feel that, from what you knew you weren't in control of your thoughts to be able to cast water.
I mean, if they wanted us to dive in and breathe a bunch of water, then yeah. I
Right.
mean, water walk's not going to help you. But I mean, for just generally falling overboard, the armor is irrelevant in either case.
Yeah.
So
honestly, either way, I think it's just safer not to wear it. In case they come back, somebody tie me up.
No. So anyway.
I'll be tying you up.
No, all right.
And
thank you.
I tie you to the actual grate here. You're not to the mast. You've got like a good 20 feet in
You know,
every direction.
actually, that's a really good idea. I start tickling him with my mage hand.
Okay.
That was an
Make a
in-character
Constitution
laugh.
saving
An
throw.
in-character laugh.
Okay. So, with that, you enjoy the rest of your evening. You get the sense that you're drawing close.
I be showing Avantris a trick or two. I'm showing him how to disarm people with my sword, and I'm showing him how to get the jump during a fight. These kinds of things.
Okay. So you guys are sparring. You're enjoying the crew, whatever it's capable of. They don't seem really apologetic, as mindless as they are. They were affected by whatever that hypnosis was, but or at least a few of them. But they immediately snap back to obedient servants as soon as you wrestled free and hit their head.
Yeah, good.
And with that, everyone has a long rest. So
Great.
The long rest of the day.
yeah, almost the day. This is the 4th evening. Let's see.
And do we think
I'd
we're...
like to join the crew for some like piratey games and good times.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest. Wildly, they play a number of games. They're fantastic at charades.
While they're doing this, Sylvie wants to use kind of like her entertainer background. She's gonna like perform and sing and play music and
Okay.
just entertain.
So
I want to walk around like with my legs unbound, but like literally, I want to keep my hands tied behind my back.
Because if your legs are unbound, it'll really stop you from
Leaping
jumping overboard
overboard.
with no hands to even try to swim.
But then you might have a chance to stop me.
Well, I mean,
Is my main thought anyway.
I will always be able to stop you.
And I have the first time in 3 years to share anything with anybody, so I'm pulling out all the stops. I've got all the food that I could pull out from the bilge. I've got all the booze that I could possibly pull out. I'm having them bring it up in crates, just trying to make a lively evening, an entertaining evening for
Okay.
all.
So what would be what you would consider a feast is brought up. It's a lot of salted and cured meats, pickled vegetables, some fruits, some dried fruits, and some of the better rums that you have in your hold. And they start just bringing it up. A bunch of ghostly crates are all dragged out, and almost a banquet table is laid out for a feast. Then you remember the one minstrel crewman that you had. he pulls out his weird little accordion thing and starts playing songs, and Sylvie can sing along with it. Makes up words, I'm sure. And they pull out sets of dice and are playing any kind of games you guys want to play with.
Primarily Liar's Dice, but there's some other gambling games that we might play. As we get towards the end of this feast and maybe the gambling starts to quiet down, I never asked you, how do you be knowing each other? I feel like we got off on the foot where I was trying to kill a woman and pursuing your sword, but I don't know how you met. What is your tale?
Why are you looking at me?
I thought you had to say something.
No.
We have seen quite the adventure, the five of us. How we all managed to meet up is honestly seems by chance. We happen to have some common goals in a newly flourishing mining town, and I'd be happy to regale you with the story, and perhaps my comrades would jump in here too as we continue to share some of this delicious rum.
Aye, and I pour you another and put it down.
We gladly tell you the tale. And also 4 4s.
Sorry?
4 4s. We're playing Liar's Dice, right? Or are we not playing?
I don't know the rules.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was very confused.
Is that code?
Yeah, I've Pirates Can't is one of me languages, I swear.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I
Just try it.
understand.
Just
It's
try
quite
it.
good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I guess you regale me of the tale. I actually don't know how you guys met, so Derek is asking through Matthias to give me a little bit of extra juice.
Well, we all met in a tavern one night. Strange happenstance that never happens.
A cavern?
A cavern.
cavern?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a cavern. It was a dark and dreary night one Sunday. The mist was spread out about us. No, that's not true. It was a tavern, and we all met, and he had a cart and a big ram. Ramby, he's a ram. What happened to him? Is he dead?
He's alright. Cross my fingers.
Yeah, so hopefully he's alright. And then when we get back to him, I'll have a pony. But aside from that,
Again,
crossing my fingers. And so we all wanted to go to Pridefall because a green dragon had been slain, and we all had our own reasons for wanting to go. But because he had this cart that could easily get us all there, it saved us time. We just kind of banded together and decided to protect each other on the road. And then hags happened and some black goats, and I don't want to talk about
Goats as in boo goats?
Yes. Goats.
Got it.
Boo. Goats.
That's what I said. Yes.
Goats can be very scary sometimes.
Well, these ones were terrifying. Rodek
They
was
were.
peeing himself practically.
Very
They're the scariest goats I've ever seen.
We've seen a lot.
Black as night these goats were.
With red blood eyes.
Yeah, blood eyes.
They sound frightful, yes.
Yeah, and then hags. That's where I got my hat.
I've not dealt with hags myself. They don't tend to the waters too much.
Well, I think some of them do.
Mostly for me, it's giant sharks and the like, that kind of
Oh, I heard a tale once about a cat that punched a shark in the face. Or maybe it was an alligator. Then the cat said something at it, and it was offended and died of offense.
Are you sure it wasn't be jumping the shark?
But I can't remember because I think I heard the tale.
I seem to recall it was a bird person kicking a squid in the face.
Oh, maybe that's what happened. Who knows? Anyway, that's how we met.
And that's what brought you to Gullhaven.
Yeah. Right?
Well, so we may have mentioned the gentleman that we've been after for quite some time.
Him.
Orpheus Radamanthus, who is very, very dangerous, and the man who we're obviously chasing after now. So we had it on good authority that he was looking for a ship. Of course, I thought of my hometown being one of the largest ports that I know of, and that is how we found ourselves back in Goldhaven.
Yeah, because we met him in Pridefall, and he killed this guy that Rodek knew and stole some things that were valuable. And then the hags happened, so we kind of forgot about him, but like not really, because Vanders won't let us ever forget about him. And then we continued to chase him.
I know the feeling,
Yeah. Vendettas and all.
So we've been basically right on his heels for the last How long?
Well, I
how
don't
long
think
it's
we've
been.
ever been on his heels, but we
Months.
follow him.
It's a figure of speech, but it's been months at this
I've
point.
never seen a figure made out of speech before.
And then,
That would be very interesting to see.
uh,
Actually,
Some
quite
kind,
like that idea.
some kind of paper golem made out of books or something.
Ooh, that's an interesting
Ooh.
idea.
you could make that.
Oh, I was
probably.
gonna say, I think I can make that.
Fearsome beast, a bookworm even.
Oh, that's
a
an
good
even
one,
better
too.
idea. I like it.
So anyway, we tracked him through Gullhaven, and
This is the weirdest things.
he unveiled his master plan, or at least part of it. We were again outmatched as always, always one step behind, and here we are.
I think we were never mind.
Well, based on what I saw in your fighting spirit the other day, I don't think that he has much chance, to be honest.
Well, that's a very kind but also false thing to say. But we'll see how it goes.
That's the unfortunate thing. It's not just him. It's all the pirates, all of the lockjaw crooks. They're called. They're crocodilian pirate folk, as well as Adelaide Blue, who is no longer just a wee pirate. She is a very powerful shape-shifting sorceress.
Yeah, and she's not a Triton like I thought she was. She's a Genasi.
I remember when I first met her, I thought she was a tiefling. But then I realized. But then I saw her face. No.
No, I know.
I had something more about it.
Yeah, but that's basically where we're at now.
Well, I will tell you one thing about facing pirates. We tend to go after booty whenever we can, and that means if you can take out the leader, then as you saw yesterday, the rest will tend to selfishly take care of themselves.
Well, I think the problem there is, in this case, is the leader Deidre, or is it Orpheus? I mean, I imagine Orpheus is the leader, but I have a feeling Deidre is the one that's in control of these ruffians, hoodlums,
Well, they have
ne'er-do-wells.
their king guy too, right?
Oh, yes, him. There are so many heads of this Hydra. Oh, my God. Forgus is right.
The ghost tree. On the winds. The bone bra.
We've talked a lot about us. I mean, I'm honestly curious. You've mentioned a wee bit about yourself, but what's your story? How did you get here?
He keeps saying this.
I took up the life of being a pirate when I was quite young indeed, and I was, to be honest, I was in love, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to gain the riches I needed to win her hand in a fair manner. So I took to the sea. I found myself a ship, and eventually acquired myself a crew.
Wait, are you talking about Adelaide Blue?
I'm not. I'm
Okay, good, because you said she was like a daughter to you, and that started to freak me out.
No. I appreciate your concern, yes.
You're welcome.
Let's never go there again. But it was at sea that I met Adelaide, and as I said before, she was very much a daughter to me. She even braided me own beard, as you did when we first met.
Well, I hope I'm not like a daughter to you, because I'm going to have to give this 300 gold back and try and wipe my own memory.
I said something about not speaking.
I vomited over the side of the ship.
What? I don't even.
We all vomited on the side. The rest of the tale, you know. I was drowned by her in a mutiny. Much of my crew. When I woke up after having spent my time underwater, I had a new crew. This spiritual lot that you see in front of you. I had this outfit and this cutlass. I do not know what happens when I eventually confront Blue, but I will tell you, I've sworn me life to end hers.
And you don't know what gave you your power.
I only heard a voice.
That's so weird. It's kind of like what happened to me, but like not nearly as cool.
I think about it often, and I'll take my pipe out and pack it and start to enjoy my evening smoke.
What did the voice sound like?
It was a deep voice, gravelly. It had
kind of sound like this.
It sounded like it echoed in
Did it kind of sound like this? Sound like this? Sound like this?
It was a little more sinister than that.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be able to recreate it myself. I don't have the lower ranges.
So you're obviously very lucky. I think anyone that meets an unfortunate demise would love a second chance. Do you know if it's possible, can you just not die until you get your revenge?
I haven't been testing it. I do not know if I can die and do it again. All I know is that I am here for that reason. It was part of the contract.
All right.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, hopefully your sinister god, deity, whatever it is, doesn't have any kind of ill will or ulterior motives.
I suspect that he wants to put out the evil that has now become Diadra, as you call her.
Hopefully that's true.
I believe that very much to be true. She stole from me true love and a bright future. I can't imagine any other possibilities. I've thought on it often.
What happened to the woman that you loved?
I have not returned.
Oh.
Well, maybe you'll have the chance one day.
Perhaps. And I'll stamp out my pipe and I'll start my way down into the belly of the ship.
Ooh, touchy subject.
Well, yeah, sometimes ooh, I'm dead now and the woman I love is not here. It can be touchy sometimes, I think.
Well, I only have 12 charisma, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah. I'm a weirdo, so I wouldn't know it either.
Yeah, probably not. Alright, well, I guess I would follow in suit. I would struggle to get up and just leave my dice on the ground where we were playing on the table.
Sylvie's just gonna hang out with the crewmen and have them teach her some sea shanties and some tales and interesting fun things.
Well, you can't speak, but they can mimic things. They can mime things. So you have
she'll interpret them.
The guy with the ghost accordion is playing his music the best that he can. So they don't seem to need sleep. And then you see that as this evening they have their blades with their good ghastly blades, and they are fully armed. And so you enjoy the rest of the evening and decide to head back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Before the night actually passes, I'll head over to Annulin's cabin.
Excuse me, Annulin, are you there?
Depends. Who is it?
It'd be me, Matthias. Will you open the door for me?
When I die of starvation because I haven't been able to keep anything in my stomach ever throwing it up so much.
I'm indecent. What can I do for you? I leave the door shut.
I'd be wondering if you'd be joining me in my captain's quarters this evening. It's a lonely time at sea on a long trek as this.
Could one of your sea mates keep you company? Your pirate friends?
Your seamen.
They have for 3 years.
There's so much seamen.
They're not much for conversation.
I don't know that you get much more from me.
Could I be offering you about 200 gold?
Well.
Holy crap!
That is tempting. I'll go.
And we make our way into the captain's quarters.
Okay. You make
You
your
guys are gonna have the worst case of spectral STD. There's nothing on this plane that can cure it.
I just jumped off the side of the boat.
So you make your way to the captain's quarters and enjoy your evening. And the next
STDs spectrally transmitted.
about two more days pass, and you feel like you've gotten back on course. And it is towards the probably late afternoon, probably about 4 p.m., and the sun is a lot lower in the sky, and you don't hear a cry, but you feel that spectral announcement of your crew that land has been spotted.
I run to the front of the ship and I enjoy my new spyglass.
So you take a look and it zooms in, and you see very, very far off on the horizon an island. It seems to be a single volcanic island littered with trees and swamplands all around it. And it's very far off, but this does seem to be your mark.
It appears to be our mark, gentlemen and ladies.
And
Finally.
And as soon as you see it, you also get you see further out in the water, or rather not further in the island, out into the sea, but much closer to you, and with your spyglass, something beneath the waves floating, and you're heading directly towards it. You see 4 things. They almost look like humanoid bodies floating.
Floating beneath the waves.
Beneath the waves.
How far out from the front of the ship?
Probably about 500 feet.
Okay. I'm going to ask the men to reduce the sails a little bit so that we take a slightly slower pace as we start to approach the whatever it is that we perceive. When we get to about 100 feet, I'm going to start prepping like the overboard mechanics that you would have on ship, hooks or ropes or whatever. Maybe lowering one of the one of the rowboats. I'm expecting bodies, and when we get close enough to see what we see what we see.
Okay. And you get closer, and it's only once it gets about 100, even closer feet out, you are able to even see these dark shapes floating. You see huge masses of dark hair floating. These seem to be corpses of women, human women. And you're going to lower, and I guess you call your crew. They're getting ready. They're lowering hooks.
We'll pick them up.
You lower the hooks, and you get them all ready. Do you go down yourself, or do you just have your crew do it?
I'm not personally going to touch them until they're on board.
Okay. So your crew descends the sides of the ship, down the ladders with their hooks. They heave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, each with a loud thud as these bodies, completely drenched with seawater, just leak seawater all over the bow of the ship. Their mess of black hair, all just smeared all over the deck. And
I'm gonna take a kerchief out and sort of glove myself as well as I can, and just start pulling away as much as I can. See if there's any possessions or identifying marks.
Check their stomachs for those weird frog things.
I'm sorry.
There are 4 of them. Isn't that how many there were in that house?
That is true.
So just make sure that they don't have any of those frog things in them.
Does anyone have a dagger?
I hand you my dagger.
I take the dagger and I start to make my way into the stomach to see if I can check for these frogs.
So you pull you put on a glove or something. What do you say? So
I just had
you had a kerchief and you pull it over and you see this looks familiar to you. It is a drowned corpse. This body, it's very obvious to you that it was drowned.
When I see that, I'm not going to puncture the stomach. I'm going to pause and see what I know.
Okay, and it seems to be a human woman. The garb seems to be commoner clothing. You guys would probably recognize a similar, relatively popular style of the commoners in Gullhaven.
Thank you, Tick, for the host.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
appreciate it. That's awesome.
You're the best.
Oh, that's what that sounds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you see the dark blue lines of what used to be functional veins as seawater dribbles from the mouth of the woman that you've turned over.
These women appear to be drowned. I'm not sure what to make of this.
Well, wasn't that like part of the thing? You have to drown people for Umberly?
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about
We
that.
did see that in the temple.
Yeah, that was the thing that they talked about in those writings and stuff.
Would I know
So
who
do you think that
Umberly
they're
is?
drowning people for Umberly?
Make a religion check with advantage.
With advantage. That'll be a 17.
Nice.
The name suddenly strikes you as familiar. You remember the moment of your mutiny was very it's a little bit hazy, but you remember your crew being told to trust in Umberly.
What was that name you said again? Umberly.
Yeah.
What meaning does that name have for you?
Well, that's like Deidre came from the temple of Umberly.
Adelaide.
Yes.
She was the high priestess of Umberly.
A high priestess, you say?
Yeah.
These developments were not true high priestess, to say the least. When I was on the ship with Adelaide at the time, these developments are new.
She seems to be an entirely different person.
Very much so, yes.
And so how she achieved her power, it's hard to say, but perhaps her worship of Umberly has something to do with it.
As I'm listening, I'm patting at bodies down. There doesn't appear to be anything on the besides the clothes and the drowning features.
So you reach down and you start patting, and all of a sudden one of the hands reaches up of the body that you're grabbing and grabs your arm, and the hair starts to whip to life and shoot towards you.
Would I have my axe on me?
You probably would have to take an action. This is a surprise round as you see all 4 of these corpses come to life
Holy.
and
Well
attack
done.
you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hate combat.
You said that before, but then you seem to really like combat.
I'm getting mixed
I'm very
signals.
devious as a rogue.
Watch out for my tricksy illusion.
So where would we be? Like,
all
we would
places.
be all
All
right
places
there.
everywhere.
All places.
I do not have armor, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Can you?
I have all my shit because
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
said fuck that.
Because you ain't dumb.
Does it matter how many survive?
assuming
Like,
we're in
No. So we're just using this ship. So these would probably have been dragged over here.
Sure.
And at the first sign of trouble, I'm going to say Matthias is here.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is here. I would say Rodek would be here. Andrus.
Claws sounds
Indeed.
dangerous.
I was probably close.
You were probably close with Matthias, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I was
And then
probably
here.
looking at
And
the
then
bodies.
Sylvie's probably over here or something.
I wouldn't have been close
Okay.
to them.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Where would you be? Like over here?
Yeah, just somewhere near people, but not.
Yeah.
I handed him my dagger and I let him go do the thing.
And so we're going to get a surprise round as all of these corpses rise up. And they're just going to get... let me just
Love
do-
surprise friends.
Okay. Let me just make sure.
Thanks, Tick.
You're the
We will
best.
try very hard not to die.
Sorry, I'm just making sure I have... Because I always forget my fucking stats here.
He said no body died, but we're hoping these bodies die.
Oh yeah, these bodies should die.
Can I see the PHP?
So all of them are
Where's the
going
other
to make grasping hair attacks. One is going to be against Avantris.
Ooh.
That is going to be a miss. What's your AC, Avantris? 17?
17, yes.
Okay. The next one is going to be against Ganji. 21.
Just hits.
The black hair of number 1 reaches up and grabs, or number 2 rather, reaches out and grabs you, and it is going to deal. Whew,
What did I do? I'm those guys.
Yeah, what else is new?
Yeah. 8 points of slashing damage as the hair, this black hair that's drenched with seawater, seems to slice into you, and it is reeled. You're reeled in as she rises to stand, and she raises these hideous-looking claws, and she goes in to make 2 claw attacks on you, and both hit. 15 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then we are going to get a hair attack on Matthias.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to miss.
I like it.
We're going to get one on Rodek. That is going to be... What's your AC right now?
13.
13. That hits. You are going to take...
Right? It's 10 plus dex.
12 points of slashing damage as you're reeled in. And she's going to make 2 claw attacks on you.
12 points?
12 points.
Are you in your jammies? What's going on?
I don't know.
And you don't
Both
reduce
hit.
it because you're not wearing armor.
Both hit, and that's going to be...
Gigantic thing of pickles.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
8 points of slashing damage.
Oh, great.
And
At least I'm hardy.
Sponsored by Pickle.
and so
We didn't go
Miss
over that.
Vandris, Matthias and Vandris are both getting claw attacks though now
I
as they
accept.
stand up.
Yeah, go for it.
I am Santa Claus.
One claw attack hits Vandris. That is going to deal.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, so that is going to be 9 points of slashing damage. So half of that
Before the dodge.
before the dodge. 9 points
Oh,
before.
thank God.
And then, by the way, you two are grappled.
Okay.
You're grappled in the hair.
Sure.
Matthias is going to get hit, or he's going to make 2 attacks, and one is going to be a natural 20. The other is going to hit. Is going to miss. I've crit you like 3 times.
3 times today.
Yeah.
You are the new Ganji.
Good.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not me.
I'll take it. That's fine. Doesn't matter if I die.
18 points of slashing damage from one claw that
18?
manages to get. The one that was on your arm slashes up your chest.
Oh man.
Right after you dodge.
It's up the tracks, not across the road.
That's over.
That's okay. And with that, everyone roll for initiative.
Yay!
Yay.
Shit.
That's hilarious.
I laughed.
So would I have been
12?
pulled towards her?
12. You're pulled towards number 3. So you're grappled by number 3. Gaines grappled by number 2.
I got
4.
Sorry, go ahead.
What?
It's 2.
20, 25. Was that? 20, 25? No one? Okay. 15 to 20.
17.
18.
Where is Vandrith? Where are you, Vandrith? There you are. 18 and
Remember.
17. 10 to 15.
12.
You might want to flip Rodek.
12.
Who's going from the 12s? Who's going first?
Who? I'll go second.
Cool, I'll go first.
Sylvie. 12. You guys both got 12. Okay, monsters 1. And then what did you guys get? Who got
7.
7.
I got 13. I'm sorry.
Oh. 13. And then Ganji gets a 7. Okay.
The one comment.
Vanders, you're up.
Good initiative.
Okay, let's see here. It's hard for me to see. Is the one that is between Ganji and I touching Ganji?
This one? He's sort of on the line right now. I'm gonna say that he's here just because.
Yeah, he's not.
No, he's not. There's a good 7.5 feet.
Okay, without incurring an attack of opportunity, I'm going to just move towards Ganji between the 2 enemies and attack the one that Ganji is engaged with.
Okay.
So it's focused on grappling Ganji. It's aware that you're there, but you have sneak attack.
Natural 20.
Oh, baby!
Pickle Rick action.
Pickle Rick!
Oh, give me
It's
some
the pickles.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta
The
roll
pickles
it.
brought
Guys,
up
give me a
amazing.
second.
I'm gonna
for
go
my
get
efficient
a paper
calculation.
towel.
I'm making my own pickles this summer. Very cool.
Ooh,
Very
nice.
exciting. Really, really
Are
like
you
it.
gonna bring something to the table to let us all try one?
Yeah, as long as you like spicy shit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we all love spicy shit.
We did it last year, and it was just crazy off the hook about Jangles. So
It's kind of weird not hearing. Can someone simulate Vantage Storm rolling the dice, please?
49.
49? Wow.
I believe it.
Christ.
49. How? Oh, because you
You
critted.
crit.
Yeah.
8d6 plus 6.
And all of his stuff is crit is dice, so it all gets doubled.
Okay.
Yes.
49
mine
points of
would
damage,
be-
you said?
Yeah, well, my weapon has plus 6. Would that make it plus 12?
No.
Okay, then it's just 49.
49. The one that's grappling Ganji, you stab your rapier, and you see as soon as it connects, it singes this putrid flesh and tears apart, and it does a ton of damage. It lets out this horrible shriek as it's still grappling Ganji.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm helping you.
It's still alive.
Rhoda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so my hands would be bound.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to break out of, I guess, both the ropes and their grasp.
Okay.
So how would I do
make
that?
A
It's
strength
been
saving throw.
overnight, man.
Yeah, oh man, you never know.
Make 2 separate strength saving throws.
So it's a saving throw, not a.
Actually, no. Make 2 separate athletic checks.
Whoops.
That's a 9 and a 10.
A 10. You are bound as she has you grappled to ship.
Okay, that probably would have been an action, right?
Yeah.
Can I use a bonus action?
You can use a bonus action.
I'm going to use second wind.
Okay. We'll say you can do that. Okay. You second wind. You struggle against the binds, but with all of the hair, it seems to be made into 3 tendrils, and it seems to be out from her. So if you guys wanted, I'll just say, if you guys wanted to try to cut the hair, you could try to do that as well. And so,
I was gonna actually try that, but I have a stabby weapon, not a slicey weapon.
well, rapiers are medieval rapiers would also be slicey.
We'll discuss offline.
Okay, that's fine. And they're not like the little fencing rapiers now. Anyway, so you struggle. You are very surprised by this. So you do not get out. Annually.
Alright. I'm going to back kind of down the line of the ship to back away some, and then I'm going to cast my Hunter's Mark on the one in... That's Matthias, right? Sea Spray?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Matthias.
I'm gonna...
This is
There
you.
we go.
You can attack this person here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a Hunter's Mark on the one in front of Matthias, and
Why, thank you.
you get double arrow attack.
That gold was worth
Okay.
it.
Oh, yes.
This is going way off. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is kind of gross.
Hilarious.
I got a 20 and a 23.
Both hit. To number what? This one.
1. This guy?
Okay.
Yeah, 1.
First damage is 14.
Okay. Does that include your Hunter's Mark? Okay.
Sorry, mathing. Second damage is 21.
21. Okay. You fire both arrows, and as they sink in, you notice that they pierce through the flesh, but they seem to be met with some certain resistance that Vandris's blade did not have that same trouble. So they do some damage, but not as much as you were hoping. Sylvie.
I'm going to throw out Hex on number 3.
Throw up.
Yeah, throw out. Blech. I'm gonna puke hex all over number 3.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try and cast 2 Eldritch Blasties at it.
Okay.
Let's see, 17 and 22. Is that how? No, 21. 3 plus 8. Yeah,
22, 21. They both hit.
I don't know.
I was just like, that's 4 more than that guy.
Yeah. They both hit.
Yep.
So 10 plus 8, that's 18. That's 26. 31.
31.
Yeah.
31 points of damage to number 3.
Yeah.
You, as soon as it is grappling Rodek, it still knows you're there, but you manage to blast it. Both Eldritch Blasts hit it square on. This seems to singe off the flesh. It lets out this horrific scream that almost sounds like the combination of a drowning person and like a horrible shambling corpse. And with that, it is Matthias' turn.
I accept. You're still bound?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to make a melee attack against number 1.
Okay.
That'll be a natural 20.
Oh, hey guys!
Finally! And I will now pour 2 of my smites into that for...
Can you do one smite, or it's two
it's a second level smite,
Okay.
which means that it's going to be 46 plus 48. Plus whatever. Okay, let's just do that. 3, 5, 17, 18, 26, and then 2 more of these guys is
Nice.
36, 40, 46 points of damage. That was a sneak attack. That was that. That was the whole thing. That was my first attack. Now I can use my fancy footwork, which I've been teaching you a little bit about Avantris, which means that he can't use his opportunity attack as I disengage here. And now I'm going to take my second attack to try and split the hair.
Okay. Make an attack.
Okay. That'll be a 23.
That hits.
Okay, so I hit the hair.
Yep. Roll damage.
I will do that. That'll be a 11.
11. That.
Sneak attack.
That would technically be sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
16.
16. As you feel that you wouldn't have quite cut it, but how sneaky you are, you cut the slices straight through the hair, and your blade managed to tear through the flesh. Before you help Rodek, you channeled the same blue flame, that cursed smite that you have, and the blue flame ignited onto this corpse. She is shrieking, and she is wounded, but she's still standing.
Okay. But was I able to disconnect?
Oh, and you cut connected Rodek. The hair falls, and you see more start to grow out of her hair.
This is some of the ring shit.
As she looks at you with those dead eyes. And with that, it is Monsters 1. Number 3, after the hair gets cut, her mouth, her jaw drops, and her mouth opens far more than any human being should, any live human, and it lets out a shriek for almost a half a second, and then pure silence in a sphere around you. The area is silenced.
Oh wow, that's very.
In a 20-foot diameter sphere around you. So I don't know if you guys want to mark that out on for number 3.
10, 15, 20. Jesus.
That should be like everybody.
It's everyone except for you, Amulin.
Yeah.
And so no somatic component, or no, verbal components. Sorry, not somatic.
Yep.
Verbal components. So that is number 3's action after losing the grip. The second one is still grasping Ganji, so she's going to make a hair squeeze on him, and that is going to hit, dealing. I'm finally hitting Ganji. Tomorrow I'll start. 14 points of slashing damage, and then she's going to claw twice at you, Ganji. And both are going to miss horribly. All of the hair seems to strangle you and slice.
Wait, who took the 14 points?
Ganji.
Okay.
Could I have used my reaction to counterspell that? Is that a spell that I can counterspell?
It is a spell, yes.
Can I try to counterspell it?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I was trying to check and find out if I needed verbal to counterspell, but I don't.
You've got counterspell? That's
Yes,
my
I do.
favorite.
That's my favorite.
What level spell is it? What level spell?
It's a 3rd level spell.
3rd level, and what level
If
is...
the creature casting a spell at 3rd level
4th
or
level.
lower, its spell fails and has no effect. If it's casting a
level.
So
spell
is-
at 4th level or higher, make
Sorry,
an
guys.
ability check.
Silence is only a 2nd level spell.
So that would cancel it immediately?
Yep.
Yep, so you snap... Was it a somatic component, sir?
It's somatic.
So you snap your fingers, and as soon as this eerie silence comes out, all of a sudden you hear the screaming again. It goes out, and the woman looks very upset. The silence is gone. And 3, number 2, number 4 is going to make a hair attack against Avantris, and that is going to be a natural 20.
I'm definitely going to uncannily dodge that.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Avantris.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have to change your name to Vanquished.
Oh.
Got him.
Yeah.
30 points of damage, so half of that.
Only 15.
15
Ah,
points of slashing damage as you are now grappled. And she's just in your melee anyway, and she is going to just slice twice with her claws.
Can you just point out which one is grappling me?
Number 4.
Thank you.
Number 4, one is the claw is going to hit. That is going to be a fatty 10 points of slashing damage. Fatty Dumpington.
That's to me.
Yeah, 10 points of slashing damage to you. 10 points.
Oh boy.
And seeing that happen, number 1 is going to make a hair attack against Anulin, actually. Seeing that she's being shot at from afar. Let me see how long the range on this hair attack is.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we're looking
20
at
feet.
5, 13.5.
It's 20 feet.
It's right on there.
Boink! Okay, she moves there. Pythagoras is a little bitch. And she's going to miss the hair.
7 days.
And is going to just walk up to Anulin and start 2 slashes.
The old 2/Joe.
What's your AC, Anulin? I know what it is. 17.
Too high.
Both are going to hit.
Much too high.
7 points of slashing damage as these claws pierce through your armor, despite the hair missing. And that's all of them, right? Yep. That's all of them? Genji.
Yeah, that's all.
Alright, so I am going to turn undead.
So,
Okay, how does that work?
all the undead within 30 feet, which I'm sorry if that is you, Matthias.
I believe I have turning immunity as a red.
Oh, nice.
So everyone else has to make a DC 15 Wiz save.
Okay.
Or be turned.
And what does turn mean?
They have to use their turns to get as far away from me as they can. They can't willingly move to a place closer than 30 feet of me. Can't take reactions or actions other than dash, dodge, or if cornered, or escaping from movement impaired.
Would that cause me to be like dragged along if I'm grappled?
I don't think they can't
Or
drag
do they
you.
drop me?
Yeah, I think they have to drop you.
Okay. Your shield glows with the radiant light of Bahamut, and all 3 of them.
All 3. I think the one.
All 3 of them look in horror of the blinding, holy light of Bahamut, and all 3 are turned after feeling your wisdom save.
Oh man!
Wow.
Hey, yo.
Get wrecked.
Turn. Okay.
Let me look up the rules just to be
Yeah,
sure.
make sure.
Hashtag blessed, baby.
Vandris, you are, as its turn, is it still grappling you at this point?
I think it would be on its turn.
On its turn,
Yeah,
it'll drop.
I
Okay,
mean,
you're still
it
grappled
can-
in the hair.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I can make a strength check?
You can make an acrobatics check if you'd like.
Heck yeah, like
manage to ride out of the grasping hair as this creature is looking to turn away, completely horrified. Yep.
Oh, is that my turn?
Well, you can use a bonus action. I'm sorry.
I bonus action to disengage from the one that's engaged with Ganji and reposition around the back of the one that was grappling me.
Just for information, it's turn for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Oh.
So damage does break the turn.
Okay, well I haven't dealt damage. I'm just disengaging from the one with Ganji. Yeah, that direction you were moving me towards the back of that. No, not far away. I don't want to disengage from the other one. I want to remain. Yep. Nope, too far. Go back a little bit. There we go.
And also for the record, you don't have to disengage.
It's
from
a whole
them. They
minute,
can't
though?
take reactions. Yeah.
That's plenty of time for 3 charm monsters.
I'm all out of spells. Warlock.
And that'd be Rodek's turn. Your hands are still down.
Yes, I am going to gonna use dash, action surge, dash, and my full movement to go down to my cabin to get Well, I'm gonna head down to my cabin. So however long you think that would take.
Yeah, you are probably going to be out of combat for
The entire fight.
Yeah.
probably. I mean, yeah, probably the whole fight if that's the case. Or I mean, who knows how long it'll take
dashing?
them. If you're dashing, I mean, probably 3 rounds.
Ship?
3
Yeah,
rounds.
that's fine. Yeah.
This big.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So Rodek,
Can't
just,
do
with his
shit.
hands down, he just bolts the fuck out, and he's running.
Oh, shit.
For the record, I've communicated all this stuff about Turn Undead by yelling, "Get the one on Annulin!"
Okay. Annulin. There's one right in front of you. Its mouth is dripping with seawater, with these dead eyes looking at you.
Okay. And I'm sorry, before I do that, where did Rodek go?
He ran
I
down
am
to
running
the ship.
down to get some kind of gear.
He ran
Yeah,
all
okay.
the way over
I
there.
just-
Super unprepared. Like a scrub.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can only move like
There's a wall here. You need stairs. You can't just.
Well, however, how do you get down?
You get down with the stairs.
Oh, that's a stair down.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stair up.
This is a wall. There's like 10. This is like 10 feet back.
Okay.
Okay. You're running down there. Annulin, what's up?
Okay. I'm going to shift around, like towards the other side of the guy who's in front of me, and I'm going to, having seen my last attack, I heard it. It didn't sound right, so I am going to use my circlet of blasting.
Okay.
And make 2 ray attacks on the guy near me, and 1 to the guy that's in front of, or I guess the lady that's in front of Avantris.
Okay. You're disadvantaged for the ones on you. Because it's a melee.
Really?
Yep, it's a
Isn't
melee
it?
range.
Is
It's a
she
spell
doing
attack.
magic missiles?
No,
No.
it's a
Scorching
ranged
ray.
spell
Oh.
attack, so it's disadvantaged.
I thought it was magic missiles with Jotto hits. That's why I
That
asked.
affects spell?
Balls.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Good to know.
There you go. Unless it's a melee spell, it's kind of like a smite or something like that.
Right, but like, I thought it was only ranged regular attacks that when
It's
you're
any
in
ranged
5 feet.
attack.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Okay, so the first attack is 22.
Hits.
Nice.
And you're using your spell casting.
Sorry, we have to.
What did you say about
So you're
spell
using your spell casting modifier for that roll.
It says I actually didn't include the plus on it. It
Oh,
was.
okay.
No, okay, so hold on. So it's supposed to be
Your roll plus wisdom
5.
plus
So I'm sorry, it'd be 17. not
Proficiency
20.
plus wisdom.
Yeah.
proficiency plus wisdom. So yeah, it'd be plus 6 maybe. So 17 still hits. Just want to make sure we're all
Okay.
good on that. So 17 hits.
Okay, so that is 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage to number 1.
Oh no, yeah.
That's the one that Matthias almost resurrects. Okay. You tap your circlet as you realize this thing is right in front of you. One bursts right into its shoulder. Flames is singeing its putrid dress and melting its flesh.
Okay,
That
second
was-
attack
Yeah.
is. You said it's wisdom, add wisdom.
Yeah, plus wisdom, yeah. So disadvantage, add your wisdom plus proficiency.
Okay, so 15.
15 hits,
Second.
barely hits, yeah. Roll damage.
4.
4, okay. The second one does the same thing right in the other shoulder.
Last attack is 10.
10 misses.
So that one's not disadvantaged, right?
So yeah, number 4
Okay, then that one is 20.
arcs off and
So that's not 20.
Oh, natural 20, yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Hold on, I rolled 2, so I should re-roll, right?
Yeah.
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 What?
You're disadvantaged.
No,
So
she's
you should-
Not on this-
not
she's not-
advantage
not
on
on this
4.
Yes.
Oh, I
And
see.
she
I see.
rolled 2.
Yeah.
So
That would be 17.
Hits. Roll damage on that guy. 4.
Only 3.
So he's not turned anymore, right?
Correct. So as soon as the blast hits, the look in its eyes comes back, and it's aggressive again. Sylvie.
I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at number 1, the one in front of Annulin.
Okay.
It's gonna fail, and so I'm gonna try and throw another one, and that would be 21.
Hits.
10.
10 points of damage. As it's reaching to slash Annulin, you blast it in the back and it falls to the ground. Its corpse now dead again. Okay. Matthias.
I see that, and I will make an attack on number 3.
Okay.
My extra attack, it has to be an attack. It can't be a spell, or can it be a spell attack?
It has to be an attack.
An attack. So
So
if
you
I
do
use
2
my
smites.
first action, I could do. I can use my first action to do whatever the fuck I want, and then I have an extra attack.
No, if you take attack action, you get 2 attacks.
That's what
So
I
you can
thought.
dump 2. You can dump smites in each one.
Yeah, but that's a different.
yeah,
Okay,
it's a
I
different
just wanted
mix.
to know how 2 attacks
Yeah.
work because we had a 2 attack type operation 2 weeks ago, and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm messed up.
No,
That's
the
gonna
more
be.
different one.
That's not gonna be.
That was a homebrewy thing.
Yeah. 12 to hit.
Nah, misses.
All right, let's do the second one. That'll be a 25 to
That'll
hit.
hit.
And that's going to be 1d8. Do I want to pour anything into this?
Number
Why
3,
not? Let's pour a second level Smitty Smite on that.
Okay.
So that'll be 3d8, which will become 12, 13, 14 damage, plus sneak attack is going to be an additional 3.
So 17 points of damage.
Yes, exactly right. All slashing finesse style.
So you miss your first strike, you come back up, you channel that magic that causes that ghastly blue flame to smite it. It slices in effortlessly, and it's looking weakish,
Oh,
injured.
that feels good. My heart.
And then number 3's already used it. Number 2, is that still grappling Ganji?
No, it's turn.
Oh, it's turn. So it's turn. So what I gotta do?
Run away.
Okay.
All I can do is run away.
Okay. So it is going
That's
to.
2 and 3, right?
No, he
So
just attacked 3.
It is going to just start running. 1, 2. Are you gonna do attack opportunity?
I'm gonna let it go.
3,
Focus fire.
5, 6. I think that's 60 feet.
It has a dash.
Oh, dash?
That's the only action I can take.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it is sprinting, shambling away from Ganji as it's CC. And so this one is going to. This one hasn't done anything, correct?
This one?
That one tried and was counterspelled, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It tried to silence.
So this one is going to look at Sylvie and reach out.
It's
with her-
turned, right?
No.
No.
Oh, it is turn.
No.
No, Matthias.
Oh,
Matthias just hit it
Matthias hit it. Okay.
and
Yes.
broke the.
And
broke
so this one is going to shoot its hair out at Sylvie after being silenced.
I'm gonna use my Fae thing to. I'll take the damage, but it won't be able to grapple me because I'm gonna Misty Escape.
12 to hit.
Well, that would miss
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
So I guess I can't use it because
No, it needs to actually be a damage, right? So the hair misses, and after it misses, it's going to turn back to Matthias and make 2 claw attacks, realizing that it's not going to be able to reel you in, and both are going to hit.
That's fine. Misty Escape?
Yeah,
So
it's a
Fae
Fae
will-
thing.
They will.
I didn't know that. That seems neat.
6, 14, 19 points of slashing damage to Matthias as the claws sink into your flesh. And with that, it is that one went. That one's dead.
4 is still up.
4 is going to turn to Avantris and make a hair attack.
Which one's this? The one right in front of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, and it's going to. The hair is going to once again miss, and you're going to be able to dodge out of the grasping tendrils of its hair. 2 claw attacks on you, and both horribly miss. You are feeling very dodgy. And with that, it's Gandy's turn.
Alright, so I'm going to melee number 3.
Okay.
11 plus 6 is 17.
Hits.
Okay, and these are undead, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that is 2d6 plus 1d8 for Malleus Maleficarum.
Ooh, it's a donkey.
And the 2d6 is radiant damage.
Okay.
So it's 9 bludgeoning and 5 radiant.
Okay.
And if is it less than 25 HP?
After that damage?
Yes.
So hold on. 9 plus...
9 plus 5 radiant. I don't know if it's weak to radiant or anything.
That'll matter.
It is below 25.
Alright, so it has to make a DC 15 with save or be destroyed.
DC 15 with save.
Which one is this?
It's a 10.
It's destroyed.
Ganji pulls out his Malleus Maleficarum. As soon as he grabs the hilt, it starts glowing with this golden light, and he feels the power of Bahamut as he swings into it, and it smashes into this corpse. And as soon as it makes contact with the undead flesh and bashing it, you can see that it's getting kind of weak. It starts glowing with this radiant light, almost coming from behind its eyeballs, and it just almost disintegrates into this radiant platinum light and falls to the ground.
Baby.
How bad is the other one looking? Number 4.
4 is looking the least injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has only been hit by 1 little beam for 3 damage.
Okay. Fuck it.
I'm gonna walk up and bonus attack it.
Okay.
Which is an 18 plus something, so I assume that hits.
Yep.
Roll the same damage. Oop. So that is 8 bludgeoning and 6 radiant.
Okay, to number 4. Your Malleus Maleficarum, after completely annihilating that drowned maiden, you come in and swing the mace. It blasts it with radiant damage and just the bludgeoning of smearing its flesh. It hasn't been that injured, but it took a decent hit.
Okay.
That's your turn?
Yep.
Avantris.
I'm just gonna attack.
Okay. Hits.
$24 damage.
24 damage to number 4.
Run like a sound stage.
As it's almost blinded by Ganji's radiant warhammer, you manage to get a really strong strike. Your magical blade slides in effortlessly, and it lets out this shriek as it gets wounded. And this is your bonus action.
No bonus
Okay.
action.
Rodak?
Hold my ground.
Rodak?
Rodak is
Would
still
I be back?
downstairs.
Oh,
trying to
no,
get
you're
his
not. You're not back.
Okay.
Anyway, what are you doing?
I'm going to transfer my hunter's mark to the last one and make 2 bow attacks.
Okay.
There is still one other, but it's still turned. Just so you know.
Maybe we can convince
It's
it
off
to drink
screen.
some rum and join our party.
Yeah.
Let's tie it up.
We all know how well that went last time.
Right.
Hey, I think that went really
15
well.
minutes.
It did. Yeah, that was the clutch move of the night. I love that shit.
$18.
18? 18 points of damage. Okay. Your arrow fires in, and it once again doesn't sink in as much as you were hoping, but it still pierces the flesh. Okay, it's looking like it's getting past. If it could be bleeding, it would be, but it's just spilling with seawater. And Shelby.
Shelby is going to transfer Hex to
Okay.
it.
Channel power of titanium.
And then she's going to try to do one Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
15, right? No.
Yep, 15
Yeah,
hits.
15.
15 hits. To number 4.
17
To number
points
4?
of damage to number 4. For the first Eldritch
The
Blast.
first Eldritch Blast smashes it in the head, disintegrating. You see kind of remnants of brain fall out as it collapses to the ground and seawater spills out everywhere.
And then I want to climb up the stairs that are next to me,
Okay.
so that I'm up there, and I'm going to throw my other Eldritch Blast
Okay,
at the one
you
that's
chuck
trying
your
to
Eldritch
run.
Blast out of that one.
And
That
that
is
would
off
be
camera,
19.
just so you know.
19 does hit.
And that's not. With
I
hits.
wrecked that in about 20 seconds.
And it's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. The other one goes in as it's trying to desperately run away from Ganji's gleaming shield. You manage to knock it out of its senses, getting into the back. It seems to be wounded as that same dead hunger turns towards you.
Okay, that's me.
And Matthias.
Yes, that's me. Does it look like it's still running?
No, it's turned back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, I'm going to bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
And jump to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 here.
Okay. Well, that's the mast. Yeah,
That's 30.
You can be next to the mast.
I can be next to the
Yeah.
mast, and then I can go 5, 10, 15 right here,
Okay.
make my 2 attacks.
You disappear in what looks like a sea mist in 1 second, and the mist travels through the space on the ship and appears in front of the mast, and you finish with your cane walking right up to it.
Yeah, my cane. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, I have a 9 to hit.
Okay.
And I have
Misses.
a... Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That'll be an 8 to hit. I just
8
sort
hit.
of wildly swing and
You
hit
miss
myself
yourself,
in
and
the
you
throat
get to it
twice.
with your cane, but you are missing.
It's a
as that
cane,
happens.
so what do you go? Hey, you fucking
With
kids,
that,
get off
the
my
monster
lawn.
is going to turn and make a last stand. All it wants to do is what misses a tear, and we're going to make 2 claw attacks. And one is going to miss, the other is going to be a natural 20.
Okay, I'm going to Hellish Rebuke.
Unbelievable.
Okay, hold on one quick.
Yeah, you
Let
do
me
you.
the damage
You do
first.
you.
Oh, well, 9 close. 12 points of slashing damage,
Yeah, except...
and you Hellish Rebuke.
That'll be 2d... it has to make a dexterity saving throw against my 16 spell save DC.
Fails.
And that's fantastic because it's going to take... where am I fucking... Okay, right
This is
here.
number 2, right?
And I'll just roll twice. 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage. And 6 fire damage, and as soon as it slices you, it sinks its claws in deep. You snap your fingers, and that familiar blue flame erupts onto it. It manages to dodge a little bit out of the way, despite it being a bloated corpse, and it singes some. It is barely holding on, but it is still alive.
Oh, good for it.
With that, it is
Its turn.
No, Genji's. I think.
Oh, I skipped him. So we just
Oh.
Ganges.
Oh, okay.
It was my fault.
Come hang out.
Yeah, totally.
Finish it off.
I so desperately want to throw Melius Maleficarum at it.
Do it.
I so.
If you miss, it won't go over the edge of the boat.
Well, I can still add 10 to my attack roll with that. But no, I'm not going to do that because I do not want to lose this Warhammer. If if I natty one, that thing is fucking gone, and I do not want to risk that.
I got
5%
crew.
chance
I
is
got
not
crew. Spiritual
not
crew.
worth.
I'll polymorph you into a fish.
No, I'm gonna Sacred Flame. So dex save for you.
11.
That fails.
Okay.
So I believe it's 2d8 radiant damage. Let me just double check that. Sure is. So that is 12 radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, geez.
Got him.
That fight where Rodek was not.
Can I throw Malleus Maleficarum at it?
Yeah, we'll say for rule of cool. So you start.
Maybe you got a little too close.
No.
He
I
throws
throw
it.
Malleus Maleficarum at the deck by its feet, and fire erupts out of where it lands, like the fucking like Hammer of Light from WoW.
Okay,
yeah.
so almost like a homing beacon, you take your gleaming warhammer and you're not aiming quite for it. You're not gonna give Bahamut the glory. Give Bahamut the glory, and you chuck it. It hits the ghostly ship, doing a bit of damage, sending ghostly splinters, giving the warhammer out. And in almost as if on cue, from the glory of Bahamut, a platinum flame comes down from the heavens, obliterating this corpse. And it shrivels up, letting out this horrible drowning shriek, and then collapses to the ground.
Bahamut.
I go over and pick up my warhammer.
Okay? You
I
grab
hand
it.
it to you.
And with that, quiet returns. It's still the afternoon. It's not been that long. And the island, you've been heading basically straight toward the island this whole time, and it's growing bigger on the horizon.
How far would I say it would take us to get to that?
You'll probably arrive in the evening, probably another 6 hours.
Oh, not much time left.
So about probably 11 p.m.
Am I back yet?
What? Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, guys. Hold on. I'm
What
almost
is
here.
this?
I'm carrying my shield, a warhammer, my axe. Just like
Brutal.
I'm just dusting
Just
off
wearing
Malleus
clothes.
Maleficarum.
I look around and I'm like, oh, all right.
It looks like we'll be arriving at the island around midnight.
Midnight. You arrive at midnight.
Aye.
Wait, so we're that close?
We're very close, yes.
Is it worth being? What's the plan? Are we going to go, like, stay way offshore? Should we do a bit of reconnaissance around the island?
Well, I have this new fancy spyglass, and I would definitely say caution is warranted in this case.
Right.
Yes. So if that's the case, when we get to about spyglass distance, I would say that we'd start circling and see if we can find a point of entry that we believe wise.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. And you spend the rest of the day sailing, and the island grows larger and larger in your sights. You get closer and closer
I'm getting into my armor, by the way.
as the sun sinks behind the
I'm getting
horizon.
I'm getting you some hit dice.
The moon rises, casting a shimmering image across the sea, and the black shape of this volcanic island gets closer and closer, and you can start to make out the form, especially you, Matthias, as you look through your spyglass. It captures the light of the moon, and you're able to see that island that seems to have swamps all around it. And rising out of these swamplands is a volcanic mountain. And once you kind of get higher up in the elevation, the swamps disappear, and it seems to just be this broken, dead forest. And at the very top, you see built on top of this volcanic mountain what seems to be the ruins of a very ancient keep. And you're getting close, and Undertow Isle is within reach. That's where we're on the session, and we'll all be level 8 when we return.
Including me?
You'll be level 8.
Ah, fuck.
Yes.
When did we hit 7?
It's been a while.
It's been several sessions.
Wow.
Many hours.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been ages.
Awesome.
I'm already at 8, you dicks.
Oh my god.
Correct.
Oh, and that's ability score increase.
Yes.
I need that.
Oh
so
man, I know how that
fucking
feels.
bad.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I know. Everyone else already has max stats because I'm
I
not
know.
optimized.
Yeah, feats. Feats are fun.
So,
Okay.
That's
This
awesome.
is actually
Thank you,
one of the only
Mikey.
good feats.
So
so you guys slept and it'll be late night.
okay.
You guys slept on your way to the island.
Okay.
So for homework is
Homework
level
level
up.
up
is
your
by
character.
next Wednesday. Level up your characters to level 8,
Wow.
and
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
I love
you'll
it.
enjoy level 8 adventures on Undertow Island.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to. Wait,
What?
when is our proficiency bonus go up?
Now no,
Is it
nine.
eight? Nine.
Nine,
Yeah.
okay.
It'll be a very
Yeah,
fun
that
time.
would be huge.
Yeah.
But
That would
it's
be
okay.
huge.
Huge.
Well, with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back next Monday with Call of the Feywild, DM by Nikki over here. And we're back to our usual schedules. Mondays at 7:30, Wednesdays at 8. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Please come out and hang out with us in Discord. It's all on our doobly-doo down here.
Yeah.
And so please come hang out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
On our Twitch page.
On our Twitch page. Come to Twitch.
We interact with Twitch chat a lot more, so if you happen to be watching on Facebook, I don't know if anybody is. My phone's dead. But if you are, come check us out on Twitch. All of our info is there.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Can you
Yep.
cancel quick?
And so with that, we
With that, we'll see you Monday, guys, and back Wednesday for episode 14.
Enjoy your evening. Stay true.